Plan is to get the second gym badge today, maybe push a little bit further, but it kind of depends. Not a bad thing if it's a little bit of a shorter stream than last time. But then again, this is one of my favorite games, so I will gladly play more of it. And also, apologies for any issues with the live chat last time. I don't know why sometimes, like very rarely though, like once every few months, I want to say, the live chat like won't display messages for me, and then all of a sudden, an hour, 2 hours, whatever later, it'll just like suddenly flood with all the messages that had been sent prior. And it's kind of upsetting because it's like part of the reason why I do this is to like interact with y'all. That's like part of the fun. And so it's kind of a bummer when that does happen. It kind of like, it's fine in the moment because I'm used to like streaming to nobody, because you kind of have to, you know, get used to that when you're just starting out. But it's like after the fact when I realize, oh shit, there were people watching the stream and trying to chat, and it almost seems like I'm ignoring them because I'm not seeing their messages. That's the upsetting part. Alright, so dude, this squad is so sick. Just sort of give the rundown, I guess, real quick. We got our brave-natured water-fighting Duwat with a quick claw. Still has a decent speed stat, though, but I think I would guess, based on Duwat's design, that it has above-average base speed for, like, a middle Evo. Or, you know, a Mon that has around the same BST. Compared to Samurott, who I think, for his BST, probably is on the slower side, for sure. At base, like, 70 or some shit. I'm pretty sure. Impish Nidorino. I will eventually probably change this thing's nature once it evolves into Nidoking for, you know, the sake of actually running special attacks, but this is another case where it's possible Nidorino's special attack is just horrendous, whereas with Nidoking it's a little... Nidoking's physical and special attack are closer than you might think. Although its base special attack is definitely lower, but yeah. Pretty strong set here, though. All things considered. Poison Fang, Rock Smash, all that. And then a relaxed Beldum with Rockhead, which is going to turn into Iron Fist for the sake of Bullet Punch and Hammer Arm elemental punches. Which I could see myself running, like... I guess if I'm running, like, buff to BP, I probably don't do Agility Gross in that case, especially because of the minus speed nature, but... And in that case, I guess Hammer Arm wouldn't be terrible either, because like lowering our speed's not going to make much of a difference because we're going to be pretty slow anyway. But that'll get boosted. So something like Bullet Punch, Hammer Arm, Meteor Mash, and then like a fourth attack for coverage, maybe Cosmic Power for like some longevity or something. But we're a long way away from that anyhow. Yeah, I guess Takedown's risky because of the mischance, but yeah. Who has the XP share? Beldum, right? Because this evolves at 20. This will not evolve until it gets a Moonstone. Maybe I lead Nidorino and try to get some EXP on it. I thought there was an item over here normally. Unless I snagged it the other day. Yeah. Gotta clear... Well, we don't even actually have to do this. I always do. But it's not actually a necessity. This Mon is kind of a problem, actually. If I didn't have a Steel type, that is. Tailwind, interesting. Setting up for some bullshit. I would guess Takedown does the most out of these. Oh my god, that does... Oh, that was a crit. Okay. I mean, now Headbutt's a 2 a KO from this range, so... Yeah, I was like, as long as there's not like a double crit. I live a crit anyway, right? Yeah. Lit. It's cool getting access to something like Beldum this early, you know? Because, like, in Gen 3, you get it as a gift after beating the champion, so it's like... you don't really get a chance to use it, except for, I guess, in post-game, which is fine, but... it's like, it's rare in-game for you to, like, have a Beldum for a while, and then get a Metang, and then a Metagross. Usually you're so high level by that point, you're just gonna level it up to be a Metagross anyway. There's a lot of Gen 5 specific mons, which Metagross is not, but it can be found naturally in Giant Chasm, so it's one of those things where it's like, okay, is the Beldum line indigenous to Unova, as opposed to Hoenn? Like, is that where Steven got his Beldum from in the first place? I could see it. I wouldn't be surprised. Poison Fang. I gotta keep in mind, this Nidorino has Hustle as an ability, so he might actually miss some 100% accurate moves, which Poison Fang I don't think is. At least they changed it, maybe, because Poison Fang... No, Fang, isn't it? All the other Fangs are 95 accurate. Why do I feel like Poison Fang is normally like 50 BP with 100 accuracy or something like that? I'm sure the other Elemental Fangs, I think, were buffed to 65 as well, because they're normally... What are they normally? They're usually pretty weak, no? And maybe they are 65. I don't know. I'm tripping out. I don't... This was definitely changed, though. And also, it's kind of cool that it leaves... It inflicts badly poison or toxic, as opposed to regular poison. That's pretty... I always thought that was pretty cool. I think Poison Tail does the same thing. I want to use healing items. I probably want to actually be kind of conservative with them, with using potions and whatnot. I do have 4,000 Poké-Dollars, but like, it's a straight shot to the Pokemon Center anyhow. But yeah, this team is super exciting. I'm pretty hype. And I think we should be able to get our 4th member before Berg. Because, like, I'm trying to think of what I usually... Like, what was my first black and white team? Probably was Samurott. It's also nice picking the water starter in the first, 6 gens, because you have something that can use Surf reliably. I guess minus for Alligator, you don't really want to put Surf on it, but... What's up, Gustavo? I'm doing good. How are you? Sorry about the chat the other day. I don't know if you stuck around to hear, but it was like... I wasn't seeing any messages, and then like all of a sudden it flooded in an hour or two in, and I was like... I don't know what causes it. I turned off my ad block, because I wonder if there's some weirdness with that, maybe? But, no, I'm good, though. I'm good. I was having some internet issues at the usual times, so that's why I'm streaming so late, but... We are here, and the squad is looking cool as shit. Very blue, very purpley blue looking squad so far, though. Yeah, it's weird. It's like, I know, like, my second P3R stream it happened, and then it happened again, like, once more during some playthrough after that. It's only happened, like 3 or 4 times at most. And so I'm not entirely sure what the cause is, or, like... Because it's like, I don't know, how do I check that ahead of time? I guess I can post a chat or something like that, but that would only make sense that I'd be able to see it, Dude, the music in this game is so good. Like, the added... Because I think this dungeon theme is Is this dungeon theme new for Black and White 2? I'm trying to remember. Because, like, it's using the sewers as well, which, like, also didn't exist in the first game. I think just Rock Smash. This should do a lot. It's, like, hustle boosted. Wow. Magnemite is so cool. I used to really not... I don't know that I didn't care for the Magnemite line before, but... I know, like, Zone, Magnezone specifically, I wasn't a fan of that design in Gen 4. Because Magnezone is, like, really good in competitive Pokemon, or competitive singles, much of the time. I mean, not so much anymore. Just because Skarmory is not as prevalent. It's like Zone, because of Magnet Pull, was, like, so good against Skarm, who is a demon in his own right in competitive singles for a long time. It's like, after seeing Magnezone be used for years and years and years, at this point, I've gotten used to it, I guess, more. I was not paying attention to the damage that this was dealing. But he's gonna just snarl again, right? I probably want to get out of here anyway, because it's paralyzed. Because it only evolved into Magneton for a time. Yeah. That might be part of it, because, like, you go from Magnemite to Magneton, and it's like, okay, there's 3 of them now, and then Zone is, like, completely kind of unrecognizable compared to those two. It is interesting, though. A lot of Gen 5 mons get a lot of shit for being like, oh, Gigalith is Unova Golem, and Conkeldurr is Unova Machamp, and that even reflects in the fact that those are trade evos and stuff. But if you think about it, Metagross is kind of like... I wouldn't say he's a Hoenn mon necessarily, but, like, introduced in Hoenn. And it has the same premise as Magnemite, where it's like Beldum to Metang it's like 2 Beldum fused together, and then Metagross is like 4 Beldum fused together. It's pretty cool. Okay, so they did move the trainers around. Do I have any para heals? No, I don't. It's bad. Do I have any cherry berries? Wait a second. No, I don't. Ugh. I'ma just, usually there's a trainer up here, so I'm surprised that was moved. I was gonna check for an item, but I doubt there's anything up there. But I'm just gonna throw this battle, not throw, but, like, I'm gonna just throw an attempt at this battle. Because I don't feel like running back to the Pokemon Center again. Ba-ba-ba. Little sludge boy. Ooh. I did not see that coming. No accuracy drop, thankfully. Maybe this 2 KOs? No. $20. Retrained to Gigalith. Thoroughly impressed with how solid it was. Dude, I know. Because I usually think of... I did the same thing, I think in Black and White 1, maybe when I was doing a randomizer or something. It was definitely on emulator, like with trade evos turned off, but Gigalith... I actually really liked using Gigalith on an in-game team. Because I usually think of rock types as being sort of shit, because they have, you know, they're weak to ground, fighting, water, even grass, so it's like... But then... If you really think about it, it's more so that a lot of rock types, especially in Gen 1, are rock ground, and so they're ×4 weak to water and grass. And it's really that combination that's pretty bad. But pure rock is not bad at all. Especially, I think Gigalith gets Sandstream as its hidden ability. And so that wouldn't be the case like in-game necessarily, but, you know, setting up the Sandstorm for itself that gives it a Spidef drop. Or, sorry, drop. Spidef Raise. Starting in, well, it was introduced in Gen 5, I guess, so. Yeah, but that was a Gen 4 thing. It is funny. I was thinking about this. like the other day, where T-Tar is so dominant in Gen 3 OU that it's almost like, imagine if it got the Spadef buff that it gets in Gen 4 and on. Like, holy shit. We're not clear body, so we can get attack dropped. I'm still a little 50-50 on whether or not clear body would actually be better. This thing probably has a dark type move. I don't really have a great way to hit it besides this. I was gonna say, for some reason I was gonna say like, I hope this isn't dry skin, but it just did intimidate, so I know it's intimidate. And plus, Ekans normally doesn't get dry skin anyway, but... See, the EXP curve is already falling off. I walked into Verbank at like, what, level 20? We're like barely about to hit 22. Partially because Megatron's gonna eat up a lot of EXP. So I think front-loading a lot of Duwat's training is not necessarily a bad thing here. I think that's it for the trainers, yeah? Did I not? Did I not battle one? Hold up. I'll come back after I heal, but I'm like... Yeah, Gigalith is actually a cool mon. That is one that I really didn't pay much mind to until I used one, and I was like, oh, I see you. Pinkon Kelder's kind of the same way, though. But it's tricky because when I got to Gen 5, like with Gen 4, you know, my sister had a copy of Pearl, I had Diamond. I eventually got a copy of Platinum and HGSS, so there was like a ton of ways to do trade evos just with like my sister's DS and my own. And I guess with Gen 5, it's like, yes, I had Pokemon Black and White, or, you know, Pokemon White, and then I got a copy of White 2, but it's like, I remember I eventually got rid of my White 1 copy and held on to White 2. So even back in the day, I much preferred the sequels. Which is interesting to think about. You can't bike on that. Honk just hits like a damn truck. I think it's like base 140 attack or something stupid. It's slow, but like it has solid defense, like physical stats basically, physical attack, physical defense. And if you're able to get your hands on a Flame Orb to proc its Guts ability, then it's really nasty. I mean, it also has Iron Fist and Sheer Force as options, so you can't necessarily go wrong. But yeah, Conk was probably... I'm trying to think what my Volt White team was like, but Conk was probably the MVP there, if I'm remembering correctly. No, Crook. Crook was probably the actual MVP, but Conk was not too far behind either. Crocodile's a damn demon. What an amazing mon, though. And it's interesting, because typically, with few exceptions, typically if I'm doing, like, a Sinnoh playthrough, I'll try to have my team be at least, you know, 5 out of 6 be mons from the Sinnoh decks, or like, you know, that were introduced in Gen 4. Obviously, I used Venusaur in Renegade, but that was just because of Thick Fat is really nasty. But the exception, I guess, is Black and White 2, because they reintroduced a bunch of old mons. It just kind of feels right to mix and match in this game. Like, I don't feel... It's like, because Black and White was a soft reboot and only had the new 156 or whatever, it was kind of exciting to use even something as vanilla as, like, an Arcanine, right? Don't remember your Gen 5 experience. Cousin literally gave you back your Black 2, White 2 cards and was like... And you forgot that you had those in the first place. That's funny. Yeah, but like, I was kind of reminiscing, or trying to like think back as far as what was my first Black and White 2 team. And it's hard to say if this is my first team, but I do remember it was like Startermon, which was probably Samurott, or Serp, definitely one of those two. I don't think I was quite Snivy pilled at that point though. It was probably like Samurott and then Arcanine I remember getting specifically, or like Growlithe in this area. Like getting Growlithe, Crobat, I think, in the sewers. See, Ferrothorn's one that I've actually never used in-game. That thing is a menace in competitive, though, but in-game, I don't know that I've used Ferrothorn before. But it basically, I mean, that Mon basically doesn't die to anything that isn't like a Fire-type move. I guess I'll just potion up. Yeah, it was like my starter, Arcanine, Crobat, Flygon probably. Because it was like, oh, I can use Flygon again? Because I don't think Flygon was easily you couldn't really get Flygon in Gen 4 until post-game. Because it's like in the desert that's in the, like the Battle Resort kind of area. And also it's like, well, Garchomp's available, so why not just use that? But then when it came back in Gen 5, or in Black and White 2, it was like, oh, Flygon, my boy. My son. Also, spoiler alert, it's gonna be member number 4 on the squad. Just a little teaser. I think it's Bug Dragon and kind of specially oriented in this hack, which is pretty cool. You can, like, stab Bug Buzz, shit like that. Power up. Oh, dude, this Duat is gonna be super nasty. Oh, man. Like, he definitely learns this, right? Oh my god. 50% defense drop versus 100% attack raise? Yeah, I'll take this. For 5 less BP, yeah. Yep. With Oshawott both times. Braviary, yeah, that's a good pick. Especially because they kind of give you a Braviary in Black and White 2. Hydreigon Sock. Nice. Electros, yeah. Yeah, Electros, that's just a cool mon because he has no weaknesses, thanks to Levitate. That's one that I've thought about using a few times, but it's like, design-wise, I prefer like Galvantula and even like, in this game, Magnezone or something. Ampharos, honestly, was... No, that's probably what it was. It was like... Did I use a Lucario as well? Because I was saying that at Floccacy Ranch, or Flossacy, however you're supposed to pronounce it, Ampharos and Lucario are like the 2 picks, basically. Bit of a grind to evolve. Yeah, I mean, that's kind of an infamous thing with a lot of mons in this gen, is that they evolve so late. And the thing is, a lot of the first forms aren't catchable till late, too. And so it's like, okay, you find Pawniard right before Drayden, right? He's on Route 9. But it's like, you're high enough level to just basically evolve him into Bisharp already, because Pawniard's gonna be shit at that level anyway. Bouffalant? Okay, okay. What's up, Eric? Yeah, and Bisharp. Bisharp's cool, yeah. I want to say I used a Bisharp on my first Black and White playthrough. It's hard to say, though, because, like, there's so many great Dark types. Like, these days, I'd probably pick Crook. But yeah, like, that's an issue, because, like, typically, if you get, like, a Dino or Pawniard, it's, like, so late in the game that you want to evolve it immediately. So you don't really get to use its early forms, which is something I was lamenting about Beldum in previous gens. And even this game in Vanilla, you don't get him until Giant Chasm, normally. But it's cool to like actually use a Beldum, because who the fuck uses a Beldum? It's no, you catch a Beldum, slap an EXP share on that shit, and evolve it into a Metagross immediately. This is a really nasty set, actually. Just swap this out for like X-Scissor or something, which I'm pretty sure was probably buffed to like 90 BP, if I had to guess. Oh, imagine if this thing got Sharpness, though. I don't know that... I feel like this hack came out too close to Legends Arceus for them to have put abilities like Sharpness in, and plus Sharpness is not even an ability that exists. I don't know... Most of the amazing abilities were either introduced in Gen 5, or they were... or older abilities were like buffed or distributed more, basically. Right, Magic Guard, Magic Bounce I think was new though. Sheer Force is new. Iron Fist is old, but Iron Fist is kind of it's working to run on this, but it's not like amazing. Like Storm Drain, I always think of how in Gen 4 it doesn't give you the water immunity, so Gastrodon is like not actually that great. It was kind of intended for doubles to like draw in water type attacks, but in singles it's just like you just take the water type attack. You do get the special attack raise, but it's not an immunity until this gen. Sturdy. Sturdy's another one. Sturdy's actually shit in previous gens. Makes you only immune to like Horn Drill and stuff. Whereas in this it's like a built-in Focus Sash, which is pretty cool. I think that's everything. I could fight Brawly first. I kind of want a Metang though for Brawly, so maybe we do fight Roxy first. Let's do this shit. And it's also a rock club. No, I feel you. Yeah, I don't even think I've finished this hack specifically. I definitely played the original Volt White 2, but Redux, historically I get to around Skyla and then I fall off for whatever reason. But I think it's just because like I get distracted by other games, or you know, life gets in the way. But if I'm streaming it, it's like a good incentive to like, for one, pace myself, and for two, actually make more progress. I don't know why I never noticed that the guy was also singing. But I think it's because this guy's usually the first one that I fight anyway. And then he shuts up. Zubit. We got a Zubit. I guess I should have figured Beldum was going to be probably a better lead. Like, from what I remember of early game challenge mode, Roxy sets up T-Spike, like Toxic Spikes early, which obviously Beldum's immune. And like, once Duat is in, he's gonna like sweep the shit out of her team. Like, if I'm bringing in Duat, it's to like clean up, you know? So I don't think the Toxic Spike's gonna matter too much. But at the same time, I have Nidorino to absorb T-Spike if I really need to. I just think with this particular team comp, it's not gonna matter too much. And this might be a matter of something that I think I mentioned in Renegade or whatever, where it's fun when you have a first stage Mon and you do a gym leader battle and it like puts in work and then it evolves. Following that, it's like it's earning its evolution, kind of like in the anime, for instance. And so Beldum might actually be in that, might be setting itself up for something like that. Maybe. The leech seed's pretty annoying. Okay, I was a little nervous, but then I was like, okay, it's neutral, it's not stab. I gotta keep in mind that he is faster, though. So maybe I even switch into my own Nidorino here. The poison types are too cool, dude. It took me until... I was like pretty well into my... I was like in my 20s, I want to say. I mean, I'm still in my 20s, but it took me until my 20s to like realize that poison type is probably one of my favorite types. It has so many amazing mons, even all the way back in Gen 1. A lot of my favorite designs there. Right? Like your Venusaurs, I even like Vileplume. I think is a cool design. Victory Bell is not my favorite, but... Also, I should maybe go buy more potions before, just use this, fuck it. And Gengar, of course. Gengar is probably my favorite Gen 1 mon overall. It's kind of hard to beat that for me. But then again, if I was making like a top 10 or a top 20 list overall, I don't think many Gen 1 mons would really make the cut. Not necessarily because they're... not necessarily because their design's bad or anything, but it's just like... There's just a lot of other mons from like Gen 3. Well, really just like Gens 2 through 5 that I like better. All things considered. We'll say the recent gens have been a lot easier to determine my favorite mon, because there's just not that many designs that I particularly care for in the newer gens. Like Gen 8, it's Toxtricity easily. And I don't even know necessarily what the next contender would be. I guess I'd have to look at the pool of mons that were introduced, but it's like, I don't know. You probably have a dark type move, but you would not go for it on this. You're about to level up, so I feel like I should at least switch this in once. Because it'll probably go for like Poison Fang or something. Oh, of course. The classic. I guess I go for defense drops, yeah. Sucker Punch. Oh my... Okay, that was a crit. This thing might be Poison Dark also. Gotta keep that in mind. I think I go back into Jin. I mean... Razor Shell probably 2 KOs. Got the Quick Claw proc. I probably die to, okay, yeah, easy 2 KO, especially with the defense drop. Okay, goes for another Screech. I would bet this thing was probably buffed to be faster. And if Sucker Punch is its only... Also, Sucker Punch this early is kind of crazy. If Sucker Punch is its only dark move, then I can kind of play around that. I don't know... Would this live a Sucker Punch if it's Stab? I feel like maybe. We're Relaxed Nature, so we're plus defense. 40 defense, I mean... I would bet we live 1, for sure. Also, wait. It might be a Dark type, which is what I was saying. We'll confirm that here. It's not. Okay, never mind. So it's not even Stab. What is this thing's special attack stat? I feel like it's a roll to kill. I'm gonna go for takedown and just pray that it lands, because that's gonna do more, I want to say. Lit. Ba-ba-ba. Level 18 on a... Nice, everyone got a level up. Sick. Revenge? Attack move that inflicts double the damage if the user's been hurt. So, Jin is on the slower side, right? Brave nature minus speed. So the fact that this would do... This is a base 120 move. Not if it goes second, but if it gets hit. And then if it doesn't get hit, then I guess you're hitting him 2 times with revenge anyway, so... That's equivalent, but I do think Power Up Punch is better. This is like an interesting idea. I think Revenge is a cool move, but Power Up Punch is just like, it's just better. Keep old moves, give up on Revenge. It's also like, I guess it's thematically fitting for like a samurai to give up on Revenge, right? Jin is already enlightened to the art of forgiveness. That did a lot. Oh, crit. That did in fact matter. I don't think a higher roll would have been enough. Probably. I'm gonna go heal up though. Normally I'm stocked up on healing items, and so I just fight Roxy immediately, but... All good, Gustavo, no worries. The Castillo from BN4. It's funny. Alright, so you evolve at 20. I think I lead Megatron here. And I just leave the EXP share on to, like... Maybe not necessarily guarantee the evolution, but... increase the odds. Because I think Nidorino's going to fare pretty well, just being a poison type. And, for some reason I always think fighting resists poison, but it doesn't. It's the opposite. It's one of those that's not symmetrical, you know? It's the same thing with bug and ground, I think. Like, bug resists ground, but I don't think ground resists bug. That's one of those where, like, it's pretty rare that you're questioning, like, oh, should I click a bug buzz on this ground type? Usually you have something else that you'd be better off using. That's why some of these, like, some of the resists I will need to, like, double check occasionally, because usually there's just better options. I didn't buy healing items, did I? 4 supers and a freshwater. I think we'll be okay. I'll make a save. I don't know if I just saved. I kind of blacked out, but... Let's go. Oh, it's Trubbish. There's confusion. T-Spike. Classic. Oh my god, you're tanky as shit. Engage damage with Takedown. We can absorb the T-Spike with Nidorino. That did 0. I think Confusion actually did more. I know it's Stab, but like... Christ. Oh! Okay, well that got nerfed this gen, so... Interesting strat. You probably have Assurance. Maybe you have Incinerate or something, but I feel like... Okay. See, Steel Trap right there. That did a shit ton. What? This should do a lot though, because Coughing is more physically bulky. You don't have Pursuit, right? Coughing doesn't get fucking Pursuit, right? That'd be dumb. I go Nidorino. I want to go hard into... part of me wants to go hard into Duat, because this will kill with Razor Shell, I bet. But I want to get the T-Spikes off the field. So like, I know Nidorino's going to maybe take kind of a lot from Incinerate, but... I can then pivot into Duat, take like nothing. Oh my... That was a crit. Okay, wait a second. Maybe, because that was a crit, I think I take this opportunity to heal Beldum back to full. Oh, he's got Psybeam. Oh shit. Well, Nidorino goes down. Rip King. Literally. Dude, I will straight up... I will cry if the Gen 5 remakes are pixel art. And it's like, it's basically just this, but like HD. Oh my god. And it's crazy, because, like, I've talked about this in the past, where, like, with remakes... Oh, I forgot that this is a fighting type. Shit. The thing with remakes is that, I just Razor Shell again, because she's gonna heal up, yeah. Because then I can shell into Jet, which I want to say might, maybe, kill... Base 75 versus base 40, this does, like, a little more than half. I think Jet kills, but it's close. We're probably faster, though, so it's not really worth risking. Krogunk, is this your last? No, she's got one more. You're dry skin, you bastard. Well, thankfully this is ×4. Fighting Gem boosted Vacuum Wave. We're gonna live this easy, though. Yeah. Easily. What was I saying? With remakes, it's like, either a remake is too safe, or it changes too much. And, like, there's always gonna be people on either side that are like, it didn't change enough, it changed too much. Even with a game that, like, even with the same game, you know? I guess with the exception of, like, Crash Bandicoot or something. Like, I don't think anyone's complaining that, oh, they didn't change enough with the Insane Trilogy or anything. Also, that game sold like 20 million copies, which is fucking nuts. I remember hearing that number recently and I was like, what? Like, I know Crash was big back in the day, but like 20 mil or whatever it was? That's crazy. That's insane. No, but seriously, it's like, I don't think anyone is like, oh, the Spyro or Crash remakes didn't change enough, because they're functionally remasters. They are remakes, but it's like very one-to-one, just like very beautiful art style and all of that. Maybe some like control tweaks here and there or something, but nothing major. But you have like the Resident Evil remakes, which are largely highly regarded, but you have a small vocal crowd who's like, they changed too much or whatever. It's understandable, I guess, because there are areas and stuff and story beats and stuff that like are cut or reduced in the remakes, but it's like largely I think most people are content with those. Then you get like Persona 3 Reload, which is like, some people are like, oh, it's just Persona 3 again, so why would I buy it? But then other people are like, oh, they changed too much, wah. You can control your party members, wah. And it's like, I don't know, it's like, it can't be both, you know? That's why it is like a taste thing, obviously, but it literally can't be both that the game is too safe and also changes too much. Which means that it probably actually falls, reality probably falls somewhere in the middle, right? And so my thought is like, it's like, oh, this guy just wants Gen 5, but in HD? And it's like, yeah, I actually don't want them to change very much, honestly. So it really just depends on the game. Whereas like a Sonic Adventure or something, like another game that I grew up with, I'm like, yeah, please change things. Specifically with like the non-Sonic campaigns. It's lit. Build 'em the MVP. surprisingly on par for this gym. So like we're already falling behind, which is cool. It's like another weird thing to say, I feel like, as like a JRPG fan. It's like, oh, we're falling behind? I'm getting underleveled? Hype. That's the fucking SMT brain rot right there. But it's true. It's like no one wants to be... Well, I don't know about no one. I don't know, some people like the older JRPGs because the solution is largely just grind and get more powerful, and then you just steamroll, but it's like, is that fun? I like for the fights to be kind of close, if possible. I still want to win, but I want it to be close. Headbutt, takedown. I like the flinch chance on headbutt. I feel like we just get rid of mirror shot. Oh, 85 accurate? This shit's kind of terrible. Possible accuracy drop is nice, but it's like... I mean, I feel like keeping both would maybe actually be good. Is there like a physically defensive fairy? Not really. I mean, like Clef, but Clef's like mixed. I like the flinch chance on this, even though we're slow, so we're probably going to get outsped, so I'd probably just get rid of headbutt, right? Actually. Tucky. His little claws, he's like, eh. Dude, Metang's so cool. This whole line, man. Honestly, like, Gen 3 has so many great designs, but I would probably say Metagross is probably #1 at this point. Oh, but Flygon exists, damn it. See, it's tough. It's tough. And then you got, like... You got, like, the starters. Swampert, Blaziken. Sceptile, I'm like, but, you know, Grovile's cool. And I mean, I've used Sceptile, but I do remember back in the day, I want to say Trico was maybe my first Gen 3 pick. Maybe? Maybe I did Torchic first, though. It was one of those two. But I remember, like, an early run of Ruby where I did not want to evolve Trico into Sceptile because I didn't like the way Sceptile looked. It's, like, awkwardly silent in here now. Venoshock. Obviously, you're minus special attack, but if we get a poison with Poison Fang, I feel like Horn Attack is kind of redundant here. Heck isn't great either, honestly, but it's at least it's at least super effective on, well, I guess grass types, which we already hit with poison. But like fighting types, it's something. It's not, again, it's not good, but it's not like terrible either. And yes, I'm going to do this. Well, actually, no, let's do this in the city, so that way it's, So they did cut the mandatory Pokestar Studio thing. I kind of want to do it just to prove that it doesn't take that long, though. Like, show you guys the strat if you're playing vanilla. Because you don't actually have to do everything. Like, you have to watch the movie, but then you can, like, purposefully shorten the recording, and then you don't need to actually go watch the one that you make. So, I've been wanting to do this. Like, actually time it and see how long it takes, with, like, no speed up or anything. Oh, that's right. Okay, we got Team Plasma, which is hype, because Team Plasma's theme is amazing in this game. Including the exploration themes, actually. The or like whatever the fuck it is. I can't do it with like music in my ears, but you know what I mean. Look at this boy. Metal Claw. Get something like this. Well, Mirror Shot's probably the one that's gonna get cut next. This is like utility for accuracy drops. I don't know what the odds are, but that's like probably the only reason why I'd click this. I guess against certain rock types, maybe, that are physically bulky, because rock types typically are physically bulky. Having a special attack is not bad, but... Because Metagross' special attack is actually not bad. We could run a mixed set with this nature. I was gonna check if, well, first of all, I guess Nidorino probably wants the EXP share. Give Megatron the... I'm gonna give Megatron the Quick Claw. I feel like Jin is actually kind of bulky enough to... like 35, 31. I mean, it's not particularly bulky, but it's more like... I'd rather take the extra damage, I want to say. We'll still lead Megatron, though, because he's behind Jin a little bit. Or no, maybe I do just lead Nidorino, and if I need to switch out, I'll do that. Yeah. Got good defensive utility in the back, at least. Like, I have a Dark Resist. I have a Dark Resist here. Got, like, a Psychic Resist here. So, it's chill. I don't think there's anything I want to sell, right? A Tiny Mushroom. Oh, and the Great Ball. Yeah, I'm not going to use that shit. I have 38 Pokeballs. That's literally going to last me the entire game. Also, they cut the price on Pokeballs dramatically, which is kind of nice. I don't want to overstock on Super Potions because we're going to get Lemonades very shortly. In fact, I literally just need to fight... Oh no, there is one fight that's new to this hack that I should be okay against. I don't think... I think Duat's going to be good there because I don't think Freeze Dry is a threat this early, I would hope. And... like, I'm gonna want repels for the sewers, but I'll just get those later. So in that case, what am I looking at? 2 supers? I feel like that should be hopefully enough for these upcoming fights. I hope so. They're not gonna let me through here, right? Yeah. Yeah, because they changed it. You actually battle somebody instead of Oh, in fact, we fight 2 grunts, don't we? That's it. We were betrayed by the man we respected as our king and hero. So our liberation of the Unova region's Pokemon ended in failure. However, we'll never give up. We will persevere. We already have another plan in motion. You guys are the worst. Talk about saving Pokemon, but you're just Pokemon thieves. Hey, look at that. Nuance. I forget what these guys have. Help out. Dirty Pokemon thieves. No. That's right, don't try opposing us. This shit goes so fucking hard, dude. Yeah, I agree. It would be nice if... I would, you know, I would bet that's why Salamence is the pseudo that you can actually catch. Like, Salamence is the actual pseudo, and then Metagross is like kind of an additional thing. But I do kind of like how Beldum is kind of implied to actually be from Unova, because you can find it naturally here in the Giant Chasm. But yeah, it would be nice to have pseudos be available earlier, more easily. I know in Gen 7 you can get Bagon early on, which is kind of cool. What do I want to do here? I would bet Carvana's going to go for a Dark-type move on Metang, so I kind of want to switch Metang out. So I have no choice but to keep Nidorino in and just attack. So I think I probably just Poison Fang the Emolga. Because, like, Emolga's not going to go for flying type move on Metang. If anything, it would go for that on Nidorino. It goes for Light Screen. Okay. Nice clean 2 KO plus the badly poison. Assurance. Okay, I knew it. Get red. That's not how assurance works, buddy. Alright, unfortunately, Nidorino... We're gonna get the Eviolite and Castelia, so... It's gonna be all good. It's just like, Nidorino is not defensively, like, the greatest. Neither is Nidoking, per se, but it's bulky enough. And so maybe I should just leave Nidorino in the back, but this... I only have 3 Mons. I didn't really have much of a choice there. I always forget what Butterfree's typing is. Like, what would they change it to? Is it Bug Psychic here? I Aqua Jet the Emolga just to get rid of it, in case Butterfree clicks Confusion, potentially stab Confusion on Jin. Okay, Gust. Something less dangerous. Didn't die. Uh-oh. Wait, this is actually kind of scary. I think... Well... No, but what can Beedrill really do to Jin, though? Right? I think I Super Potion here. And I probably live... Like, I definitely live a Gust, but I'm like, what is Beedrill gonna go for? Twin Needle? Okay, yeah, we resist Bug, so... It's not a problem. No poison, thankfully. And now what I do... is I Super Potion and Aqua Jet. Look at that. And see, this is a double battle that I actually don't mind getting sprung on. But it's like, for some reason with Gym Leader specifically, I'm like... Unless, I guess like in Gen 8, Raihan's whole thing is that he's a double battle specialist. But that's made clear ahead of time, and that's like kind of his shtick. Is he runs like weather, like doubles weather teams. Which I think is kind of cool. He's a dragon type specialist, but like kind of not entirely, you know? But with, you know, the other 99% of gym leaders, it's just like single battles just... It makes more sense to me. And I guess like double battles are cool, but like triple battles are so chaotic. And very like positioning oriented. And granted, you can swap positions during triple battles, but it's like, it's a little... That format's a little unrefined, I think. Especially if you're gonna get like a triple battle sprung on you out of nowhere. Nice. Now usually there is, I think, a cut tree maybe... I feel like there's usually a cut tree behind that like autumn path towards the top left of Route 19. Or Route 20, sorry. Maybe. That was obviously removed, but... Deforestation's made those trees rare these days. Is that a line that's in the actual game? That's funny as shit. Because it's more like, oh, Game Freak knows that HMs are bullshit at this point. But they couldn't figure out a solution that actually makes sense. I guess that's another case for the... me being excited if the remakes are going to be pixel art. Which, like, I don't think is necessarily going to happen, but it's also, like, a man can dream. But if it were, then it's like, okay, we can get rid of HMs. We can get some other, like, some small modern conventions that are nice. But then again, they're probably going to shoehorn in, like, the Forced EXP all and other shit that I don't care for in the modern gens. Like, not being able to turn on set mode and all of that. So it's like... But as I was mentioning last time, they have to know this is a fan favorite amongst the hardcore Pokemon fans, right? No doubt a bunch of casual or lapsed Pokemon fans were brought in with the Switch generations. Or like, you know, the Switch Pokemon games. So I feel like a lot of that audience hasn't played the DS games or something, right? If I had to guess. There's not probably a ton of overlap there. Alright, so we're gonna have to do one more battle. I'm thinking... I'll go ahead and buy... Let me think. Aren't lemonades like $3.50 usually? So, I mean, I can already buy a shit ton of them. Probably more than I'll ever need by the time I get there. And plus there are trainers to fight. In Castelia, excuse me. So yeah, I'll take some supers, and... I'll take a couple of status restoratives as well. I already have an awakening, yeah, we'll just leave that. Burn heal, who the fuck does that? Although I've gotten burned a few times already, so... No one... Why would you ever buy a... Who buys ice heals? Like, that's the one where I'm always like... I don't want this shit. I guess a single burn heal wouldn't be the worst thing ever. Because I have gotten burned. I think. And like I was saying, maybe I do actually just lead Megatron instead of Nidorino. And I guess if it's another double battle, then fine. I'll switch out Nidorino for that. Little introductory screen. What was I saying though? Oh yeah, because Game Freak no doubt knows that this is a fan favorite amongst the hardcore, like Gen 5. I mean, like, maybe that would incentivize them to put more love into it and, like, maybe make it for more of a hardcore audience and, like, experiment with that, but I can't put my hopes in that, given their philosophy on, like, what people want out of games, specifically kids, I guess. And it's like... And the thing is, too, it's like... I know there's a lot of bullshit that kids are growing up with these days. Like social media and just like an inundation of information and like bullshit. Basically, like far more than even my generation grew up with. Far more. It's been like exponential over the past, you know, what, 10, 15 years or whatever. We don't resist Ghost in this gen, which is sad. Ghost resists are really hard to come by. I mean, it's just dark types that resist Ghost these days, yeah? Oh, I guess Normal's immune. It's bad. Well, I bought that burn heal for a reason, right? Oh, you're a demon. Okay, I'm faster. I lose shell armor so I can get crit, which is... Wait, you can spam Destiny Bond? I thought that... For some reason I thought that you couldn't use it multiple turns in a row. Goes to the Wisp here. Okay, so Destiny Bond wears off. Assuming it wasn't different in this gen. Like, obviously that doesn't kill, but goes for debond, has a defense drop on it, and so all I do this turn is that's just berry juice. I'm not going to use the berry juice as a held item, that's not particularly great. Haze, I guess it gets rid of his defense drop, but now I think I still kill with Razor Shell, though. Yeah, I don't know if debond always worked this way, but it's like, once the one who used Destiny Bond, once they act again, it wears off. So it's like, if they used debond and then I used a priority move and killed them with it before they could act, like a Gengar that's like really fast. If they use debond and I attack second, and then I go for priority, it's still active, you know? So it's actually better to go like second in that case, assuming they don't just spam it. This is Steel Fairy, so I have kind of a hard counter. Covet. That's gonna be a fairy type move, right? Probably. Took the Quick Claw. This is neutral then. Yeah. I feel like it's better to fish for attack raises, though, than accuracy drops, especially because Mirror Shot has such low accuracy itself. It's such low accuracy at 85, but you know, if a move isn't 100% accurate, it's actually 50% accurate, right? It is a coin flip. Well, not an actual coin flip, but you know, it's like, it hits or it misses, so it's like, it's not really how probability works, but you know, that's how it feels sometimes. Me when I click Focus Blast. Like, every time I click Hydro Pump, my butt cheeks clench. Nice one shot there. Plasma. Because, I don't know, it's weird. This is one of those games where it's like you think about the most ambitious possible remake for Gen 5, and it's like, okay, full-scale models, grand 3D environments. I guess the problem is that Game Freak has proven that they can't do that convincingly. I think that's part of it. But it's also like, I don't know, I don't need these games to be anything more than pixel art. I mean, I think these games look their best when they're in pixel art. I don't always feel that way either. Well, I guess if a series has roots in pixel art, it's hard to, like, think otherwise. Unless that transition was made, like, way earlier. And the thing with Pokemon is, like, it wasn't. It didn't make the transition to 3D when Sonic Adventure and Final Fantasy VII and Mario 64 and Ocarina of Time were making the shift to 3D. It was making the shift to 3D when the fucking PS4 was already out. Or, like, around then, at least. Within that season. Fall of 2013, you know? So it's like... And it was on the 3DS, so like it was fine. It was like chibi 3D models, like it's fine. Those games look actually kind of decent. The 3DS games. You upscale them, of course. Like they kind of need HD textures, but it's like... They actually don't look that bad artistically. But then they gotta make the jump to HD on the Switch. And like, yeah, the Switch is underpowered, but like there are good looking games on there, man. Have you seen Metroid Prime Remastered? Holy fuck. Like, I know it's a remaster, but it's like, of an older game, but Jesus Christ, that game looks gorgeous. And even something like Breath of the Wild has like a really strong artistic direction that makes it look not so bad, even though it's running at a lower resolution than most of its contemporaries. Xenoblade, I know, is another one that people mention. A boy with hair shaped like a quillfish, with a fire in his eyes. Team Plasma has returned. Now see, if Bryson was one of the ones who didn't make it, to the showdown at the castle. I mean, I know this scene wasn't in vanilla Black and White 2, but it's like, that would be an interesting thing where it's like, I have to, you know, make up for whatever, but yeah. It was actually the triplets that didn't make it. Because, like, Bianca was going to get them or whatever, but they're like, so far to the south. Even though, I guess, like, Fly exists. But I guess they're grass, fire, and water type trainers, so they probably don't have flying mons. Oh my gosh, it's Bryson! As Bryson Man. Ba-ba-bum, bum, ba-ba-bum, bum, 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 bum. What a Chad. Yeah, so what I was saying, I think there's usually a cut tree back here, maybe, that you have to use to, cut down, but other than that, just not particularly common. Go ahead and heal on up. So yeah, I feel like it's pretty early for Freeze Dry to make an appearance, which is obviously super effective on water types. An ice type move that's super effective on water, which, very cool move. Very cool. It makes Kyurem a damn demon in competitive singles, like that, because there's like no switch-ins. It can hit the water types on the switch with free, or not even on the switch, but like it can hit water types super effectively as an ice type. Just scary as shit. But I don't think that Duat's gonna have to worry about that, and so we're gonna leverage the fighting typing against his ice types. And in fact, I have a steel type too, so it's like, I think we're gonna be okay. I'm gonna prep the stopwatch because I'm gonna do the Pokemon World, not Pokemon World Tournament, the Pokestar Studios thing, and I'm gonna time it and just see how long it takes. I can't imagine it takes more than like 5 minutes, like legitimately, if you're actually clicking through stuff as fast as you can. Still not, like, I'm still not advocating that like it's okay that it's mandatory in vanilla. But my point is that it's like really not that big a deal. It's annoying, but yeah. Needs feel. The problem is that you are neutral to steel, so I probably should have led this. You're probably going to go for water move though, because it's neutral. That's kind of annoying. The pup. Wow, just like speed drop spam. Thing is, if I get enough pups off, then Aqua Jet's gonna do a lot. Well, I guess if I'm asleep, that's a problem, isn't it? I do have an awakening, so I could use that if he doesn't have a good switch in here. Cubchoo, Gesundheit. I just pop again, yeah. Sash. That did kind of a lot for a resisted move, but it also did double because they took damage. So I just simply do this and then jet. Well, I guess I don't need to jet, I'm faster, but... Oh, you have Play Rough. Oh, Well, if this thing has Aqua Jet, then I wanna click Aqua Jet because I'm faster. That's actually a good call. Shit, maybe they give it our Ice Shard in this hack also. That's a possibility. I'm pretty sure I'm faster than you. Oh no, wait, I'm like minus 17,000. I think we'll be fine though. Metal Claw. That's the thing about Nuzlocke too, is that I like being able to sack a Mon strategically without having to worry about, oh, it's dead for the entire playthrough. It's like, I get it, but it's like, and you can still do that just to like sack it, but like knowing that there's a cost to that, aside from just during the battle itself. But at the same time, I'm like, I just don't want to worry about that, man. Easy clap. Shout out to Swinub, though. I like that line. That's one that I wasn't a big fan of growing up, either. Like, Swinub's cute. Piloswine I always thought was like, the fuck is this? And then Mamo has, like, kind of weird eyes. So I didn't buy into it early on, but now I actually really like Mamo a lot. Like, that entire line really is really cool. Pun not intended. That was totally wicked. He's called Pop Roxy. It's funny. See, Game Freak should take notes, though, from something like this for a remake of Black and White 2 specifically. Because that actually kind of works. This whole scenario, like, I feel like you can kind of tell that it wasn't in vanilla. I guess it's hard to say because I've played vanilla Black and White 2 like a million times, but... Or even if not vanilla, like the randomized and like all of that on top of all those vanilla playthroughs too, on cart. It's like maybe it's not as obvious to some people, but like if you haven't played this game before, but I think largely it works. And yes, we're gonna do this. I'm gonna pull up my stopwatch. Oh no, we can't actually wait. I guess we have to go to Castelia first. Alright, never mind, whatever. It's really not that bad. All you do, they force you to go and watch the movie. I'm pretty sure you can you click through the dialogue faster, maybe? You go over, and what you do is like, what is it, a Pawniard versus a Vullaby or something? And they want you to click Ice Punch. Just don't click Ice Punch, just click like Assurance or whatever it is, and then it'll end immediately. Save your game with the guy, and then leave, and that's it. That's all you have to do. That's it. It's annoying having to sit through the first movie, I guess, but it's really not that... I just don't think it's that big a deal. It shouldn't be there, but it's not that big a deal. This track is such a vibe, man. I guess my only lament is there's not really much to do in Verbank. There might be... Wait, there might be like a held item in... Is it the trainer school over here, whatever this is? What does this sign say? Burbank Complex, where fire meets steel. Or the daycare or whatever. Focus band. I forget what the odds are of that proccing. Teaching him about switch training. Okay, so we got a focus band. I was correct. Not a great held item, but it is something. Bum, 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 bum. Want to fight Brawly? I guess if I'm gonna fight one of them, I should fight all of them, yeah. Just leave Megatron and wipe the floor with him. And catch the waves as Grimsley. Oh, can I not fight you now? Is it because I didn't fight you before, Roxy? Or is it because I'm not in challenge mode? That's weird. I know you definitely can fight all of them. It must be because I beat Roxy then, which is odd. I guess normally I would fight them before, but I also don't know if it's because, like, this is going on and I have to go to Castelia and come back, but that's... I mean, I'm not, like, super bummed because I don't feel like I need more experience or anything. With Roxanne, right before Charon, it made sense to get Oshawott evolved, right? But right now, it's like, okay, Metang... I don't get a Moonstone until, like, Route 6, I think, which is north of Mistralton. So we're gonna do some Castelia stuff. Not gonna fight Berg today, but... I don't even know if I'll do the sewers necessarily. I at least just want to, like, explore the surroundings. I also want to see... I bet Trapinch is just, like, anywhere on Route 4. I don't think it's in a specific spot or anything. And I guess this is kind of the bummer. I don't mind going through Castelia, Nimbasa, and Driftvale and Mistralton again, because those are all cool cities. But at the same time, like, this is the stretch of the game where it feels a little bit familiar. Like, there's, like I said, there's the sewers. Route 4 is different. It's like, you know, more constructed or whatever. Even in Black and White 2, the version exclusive thing, like, Route 4 is actually different in each version, which is kind of neat. And then, like, you know, Pokemon World Tournament, Driftvale Tunnel, stuff like that. I think you get... excuse me. I think you get Surf earlier, so you can go to Mistralton Cave. Sorry. Like, earlier than usual. Or than in Black and White 1. Point being, there's lots of areas to explore that are new. Or, like, changed from the first game, but it's also like you're going through gyms 3 through 6 much in the same way that you do in Black and White 1. And then you go to Lentamas, and that's really where it's like you're back in the new areas. And I think that's like the best stretch of the game. Like, it's the beginning, and it's like all the post-Mistralton stuff. The stuff in the middle, like, this is all fine because it's still Unova, it's still, you know, good stuff, but it's not my favorite stretch, which I think maybe is why I've historically stopped playing this hack even before beating Skyla. Because then even the towns that are in Black and White 1, you don't go to during the campaign of that game. Undella, Lacanosa, Village Bridge, even. Stock up on our medals here. Shuba beep beep ba doop boop. Shuba beep beep ba doop beep. Move deleter already. Oh yeah, I didn't check cut. I bet it's a grass type move, right? Isn't it like base 60? Yeah, base 60 grass type move. It's actually pretty good. I mean... they can all learn it. Move deleters here, so I can just do that, but I'm also like... I'm going up against a bug-type gym leader, so it's like... I don't know that that'd be that great. It's good for hitting water types. I don't really have a great way to hit water types currently. Will I ever have a great way to hit water types? That is a good question, though. Not really. Not really with this particular team, but maybe I run Thunder Punch on Megatron, and I could run T-Bolt on Nidoking or something like that, right? There'll be options. I'm gonna pass on Cut for now, though. I'm sure it's... If I did the math, it'd be good coverage on somebody, but... I'd rather not have to deal with, like, move deleter bullshit. Scope lens, wise glasses... I'm gonna move this. Yeah, like these types of held items. I'm gonna sell the focus band, that shit's ass. Mental Herb is also terrible. Cures Infatuation once, it's like... So someone has to go for Attract or have Cute Charm. And you can also switch out to, like, get rid of it. Why is this an item? Wait, doesn't Mental Herb also shrug off, like, Taunt and stuff, but maybe not in this gen? Hold up. Wait a second. I could have sworn... It's not just Infatuation, right? Mental Herb. Pokemon. Let's see. Bulbapedia. Gens 3 and 4, if the holder's infatuated, consumes the Mental Herb and cured. If a Pokemon with Oblivious and holding a Mental Herb is infatuated, Oblivious will cure the infatuation before the Mental Herb has a chance to be consumed. Okay. So I guess Oblivious doesn't make you immune, but it's like, once the status effect takes place, it's cured? It's weird. Gen 5 and onward, if the holder's infatuated or affected by Taunt, Encore, Torment, Heal, Block, or Disable, it consumes the Mental Herb and is cured of those effects. If Pokemon with Oblivious... okay, blah blah blah. Does Oblivious make you immune to Taunt? Hold up. Gen 6. Oblivious now prevents the Pokemon from being afflicted by Taunt. Okay. I think it's kind of cool when held items reflect abilities in some way. So, like, if Oblivious actually functioned like, oh, it makes you immune to all the things that Mental Herb is immune to, but it's not. I guess it's specifically Infatuation and Taunt specifically from Gen 6 and on. But in this gen, Mental Herb cures you of 1 Taunt, Torment, whatever else I said, Heal, Block. Shit like that. So I guess if you have someone who really wants to get a status move off, and you don't want to get taunted, then sure. I've never been particularly scared of Taunt in-game. And even in competitive, it's like, who's running Mental Herb, dude? Unless you're misclicking Power Herb or something. I've seen that happen. Running like Power Herb, Meteor Beam, or Solar Beam. Well, not Solar Beam, but Meteor Beam, specifically. Like, accidentally putting Mental Herb on instead of Power Herb. It's like the good old Black Sludge Bisharp. Only real ones know. That said, Mental Herb is kinda ass. So I was correct in assuming that, but it's not... It's just like a terrible description. Focus Band's shit, I'd rather take the 100 Pokédollars. Lucky Egg could maybe be useful, but I also don't really want to cheese. It's also only worth 100, so I will hold on to it. Lucky Punch, no one used 5. But like, Chansey's critical hit ratio? What? You're running... Also, it's Chansey specifically in a generation with Eviolite. And you're thinking about running Lucky Punch? Hell no. That's funny. That's actually really funny. That's actually quite amusing. I know Lucky Punch has been around for fucking ever, though. I think I remember finding that in the Sevi Islands or something in Gen 3 and being like, what is this? There's quite a few Gen 1 mons that have items like that, though, like the Leak for Farfetch'd, the Thick Club for... Is it Cubone and Marowak, or just Marowak? Either way. The Thick Club actually makes Marowak quite a demon in, I know, in Gen 2 singles. You gotta be careful, because you can actually... What is it? The fun fact is that you can roll over his attack stat, like make it too high to where it rolls back to very low. The overflow kind of thing. How do I usually do this? I think I usually just do the docks first. And check. I don't know if any items have been moved, so I'm just gonna like check everything. Destiny not. That's another one that does something weird. If it's infatuated, that Pokemon will become infatuated as well. What is with their infatuation with infatuation? That's such a niche status effect that, like, never comes up. Most mons that have Cute Charm have better abilities, right? I mean... I forget, does Clefable have Cute Charm as an option? But it has Magic Art and Unaware, which are, like, infinitely better. Or maybe I'm thinking of Wigglytuff that has Cute Charm. But Wigglytuff doesn't have a very... No, it has Competitive. So if you get, like, Intimidated or stat dropped in any way, you get +2 special attack, which is infinitely better than if a Pokemon lands a physical or contact move on you, then it has a chance of getting infatuated. Massage for friendship. Oh wait, I didn't nickname my Nidorino, that's right. Do I have a nickname for Nidoking? I don't have like a go-to nickname for Nido. Like what's a... There's gotta be something, right? Anybody have any ideas? I'm open to suggestions. I usually like naming it after, like if a king would come to mind that I felt like fit, not like Full Test or something from Witcher 2. That doesn't fit Nidoking. King. Like Ulfric doesn't fit. He's not even king in Skyrim either. What is funny is because I was dabbling with Dark Souls, and like I'm still like chipping away at Dark Souls 3 a little bit, but like I beat the Abyss Watchers the other day. Only took me like 3 or 4 tries. And second phase, it was like for my first attempt at the second phase, and I got through it. But point being, I know there's a character named like Nito, like Nito, in Dark Souls 1. I don't know if he's a king, but it's it'd be kind of a fun play on words of like Nito King, but it's Nito King. Is that dumb? Is that clever? I don't know. I also don't know if he's a king. Also, I fell off hard on Dark Souls 1 anyway, so I don't really feel like naming him after something like that. Something with a V? Something like it has to start with a letter that's like... That's why Full Test doesn't work. It's like too soft. Like F is like too soft of a letter. Like just pronunciation wise. It needs to be something that's like vitriol or like Victor. I'm gonna think about this and we'll come back. I don't want to just sit here for like 30 minutes thinking of a nickname. What do you think? Like Lord of the Rings characters, I mean, even if they're not kings, it's like, that's what my mind jumps to when I think... Like, Aragorn... Maybe. I actually don't think that's a terrible fit. I keep jumping back to The Witcher, and I'm like, I mean, I guess Geralt... Maybe. Not a king, obviously. Letho... I guess Nidoking's kind of built like Letho, or Letho's kind of built like Nidoking. Like big fucking tanky dude. Oh, an Eevee? I didn't have plans to run an Evolution, so I'm probably just gonna box it, but... Let's see what you would turn into if I were to keep you on the squad. Jolly Nature. So either Leafeon or Flareon, right? Umbreon doesn't really make much sense with the plus speed. It could work. Umbreon can really work with pretty much any nature that isn't like minus defenses. And even then, you could kind of make it work, but yeah, that's like a Leafeon probably. Flareon could work too. Flareon's just kind of slow. You'd probably want Adamant. Well, maybe you want Jolly to shore up the speed, but yeah, either way. One of the two physical attacking ones. And the thing with, like, I keep thinking of, like, royalty from the Witcher series, and I'm like, but I don't particularly like... Oh god, what's his name? What's the king... Isn't he like a kid in Witcher 2, and then he's like a little bit older in Witcher 3? He's like actually kind of a threat. Mad King starts with an R, I think. It's gonna drive me crazy if I don't like look it up. Hold up. Witcher 3 Radovid. I knew it was RA something. Radovid doesn't sound like a threatening name. Not for something like Nidoking. Radovid, that's like a schemer. That's a schemer's name. Nidoking's not scheming, he's gonna blow you away. Straight up. Hey, Sudowoodo, best Pokemon. Nice. Still in the cut. Sudowoodo. Some classic shit. It's always interesting to hear what people's favorite Pokemon are, though. It's pretty cool. It's like, it's a theory that every Pokemon is someone's favorite Pokemon. Yeah, I'm gonna stock up on lemonades, because these things are insane bang for your buck. This is always what I do when I'm playing Gen 5. Get to Castelia, lemonade up. I also don't want to overstock, because there's a lot of times where I'm still holding on to lemonades, like well into the mid to late game. Plus we can get Moo Milks and Drip Veil, which is just like a step up. These heal 80 though. So they're gonna be pretty viable for a while. Yeah. Well, not for too long. Maybe you get like 15 or 20. So I got 9 so far. What about like Final Fantasy royalty for Nidoking? What do we got there? It's Sid from FF9. I don't know that that works. Gosh. I'm like trying to think. Edgar? Sabin? There's somewhat of a resemblance, I think. Is Sabin built like a Nidoking? Or vice versa? I'd say it's not too far off. I kind of like that. And plus, I really like Sabin is... I know he's not he's characterized pretty well in FF6. But he kind of like becomes a background character the further you get. But I quite like, not just mechanically, because he fucking nukes everything by the end of the game with Phantom Rush, but like if I were to like pick my top 3 or 5 FF6 characters, I feel like Sabin would probably be on that list. It's hard not to have like Locke and Terra and Celis in, and I guess Shadow would be in the top 5 as well. Not I guess, but it's more just like, but then Edgar's so cool too. Oh man. Great game. FF6 shoutouts. We'll go Sabin. I think that works. Also, wait a second. Catch this right now. Sabin in FF6, you want to invest in his magic stat because Phantom Rush hits on the special side, on the magic side. Guess what Nidoking does? Despite at first glance having a higher physical attack stat, you actually want to use his special attack stat because of Sheer Force Life Orb. Look at that. Look at that. There's a mechanic reason to call this guy Sabin. Holy shit. Oh my god. I can't believe that's actually blowing my mind right now. What a cool connection. That's actually sick. Wow, I'm like speechless, legitimately. That's crazy cool. What I really want to do now though is get the Eviolite for Sabin, so that way he can not get one-shot by pretty much everything. Wait, why am I healing? Hold up. No, I was gonna box Eevee. Because as much as I would like an excuse to use Flareon, whenever I get back to playing XD, which I'll definitely play that game again. Will I stream it? I mean, probably, maybe. Because I already have a Jolteon playthrough up. And so it's like, ideally, every time I come back to XG, I would do like a new evolution and build a team kind of around that. It's like, we did like Jolteon Rain when I streamed that like 2 years ago or something like that. And that was pretty sick. And it's like, okay, we got Flareon, let's run a Sun team, fuck it. Right? Shit, we could run a Sun team with like Espeon for Morning Sun effectiveness or whatever. I guess Vaporeon you'd want to run Rain as well. There's not really much of a reason to run Sand, but like Umbreon could work in Sand, I guess. If you wanted to do that. Destiny Knot's pretty shit. So I was saying Mental Herb is kind of bad. I'm never going to use this. Especially because it's consumable. I think, is it Scarlet and Violet where they changed it to where if you're like running a Focus Sash and it gets consumed during a battle that you actually get it replenished? Because that's super nice, because usually those are one-time, if they're not one-time finds, then you have to buy them with BP at like the Battle Tower, or Battle Subway in this gen. So it's like kind of shitty to have to restock on that. That's like another thing, it's like I don't really want to be using consumable items. Yeah, I usually run up the docks and then I usually do like up down on the streets here. Just I'm usually abusing speed up very heavily. I don't think these guys give you shit. Da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da. 22nd floor. I don't know why I checked the trash cans, because I even watched that one video that was like, how many trash cans in the Pokemon games actually have anything? And it's like very, very few of them. I probably actually have them memorized. Like, so there's a few on the SS Anne. Is there one? There's one with leftovers, I think, in Gen 3 on the SS. Oh, it's not called the SS Aqua. What is it called? It's the ship that you take when you go to the Battle Frontier or Battle Tower. I don't think I want to battle these guys right now. And I guess this team would be flexible if someone's not cutting it. I wouldn't be against replacing them with someone else. I mean, there's obviously plenty of options to be had. But the team that I had kind of crafted ahead of time, I'm kind of like, I'm pretty attached to that idea. Even though it is pretty ground weak. Rest. You give sleep talk as well. Yeah. Wound. Same. Yeah, I guess because I'm doing these streams now daily, at least for the time being, not really a whole lot of updates on what I've been playing. Like, I played a little bit more Dark Souls 3, as I mentioned, beat the Abyss Watchers. Oh, wait, this is another reason to play during autumn. It's like, I was about to just ramble about some, basically nothing to try to fill the void, but now I have something to say. Yeah, so these are full heals, but cheaper, and accessible way earlier. So similar to Lemonades, it's like way more cost effective than full heals, first of all, and second of all, you can't even buy full heals yet. So in autumn, in winter, they're not open because it's cold. Who wants ice cream? In summer, I don't think you can buy them because there's a line. Maybe you can buy them in spring. Autumn might be the only season you can buy them, but spring is like the only other one I'm not sure on. So not only do you get those little shortcuts and like extra areas on Route 19 and 20, I guess specifically 20, but you know what I mean. You get those additional like items or whatever, and you can buy Castelia cones. So yeah, March, July, and November are the best months to play Black and White 2. For that reason. For those reasons, I should say. In a bug-type Pokemon. I don't even know what this guy gives you. Does he give you gems? Does he give you... It's like, he never asks for a type that I have already. In all of my playthroughs, I think I talk to him every time. And I don't think I've ever, when I've talked to him, had a Pokemon of that type. And then I always forget to come back. We'll do Battle Company later. I'm pretty sure this jump scared me when I first played this. Dude, we got flashed again. There's Watson with his Manectric. This is the whole Meloetta event. Oh, he doesn't give us a round? I always thought that was a cute, it's like, have a round on me. Maybe we couldn't fight, maybe you have to fight them before the actual gym leader then. If you want a chance. Like, I don't know that I'm gonna go back and check if I can fight Brawly, but he wouldn't fight me post-Roxy before coming here, so I don't know, and honestly, especially because I've played the early game in challenge mode historically. I already checked this path. Those Hoenn gym leader fights are actually pretty fucking tough on challenge mode. Because they have, 6 mons apiece. And like, you can't just sweep with a water type against Roxanne because she has a Storm Drain Lilleep. It's like there's counterplay and there's good team building going on. It's one of those things where, like, you can make type specialized teams threatening. I mean, shit, monotype is like a whole metagame. It's like a whole style that people play, not just in-game, but like competitively too. There's ladders for monotype in various generations. And it's kind of an interesting idea to like see how you can shore up your weaknesses while still having all 6 mons share a type. But dual typings can go a long way to cover potential weaknesses, of course. And so this is one of those things where I was like, we don't get frisked here because we're playing as Rosa. But Nate gets frisked. Which, like, I get it. But it's like, then why even have the frisking thing be, like, an actual thing in the first place? Because, like, I don't think it's okay for this guy to be frisking, like, an underage boy either. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. It's a weird thing. I don't care that much, but it's just like, when I first played as Rosa in Black and White 2, which was like years and years later, it was like, wait, I'm pretty sure Nate gets frisked here. Which is like a weird, like, it's just, why is that a thing at all? Anyway. Hidden power, ooh. Now the question is, do we get to see our hidden power type? Is this one of those hacks that tells the hidden power type when you go to use it? No. Like, and plus all 3 of my mons currently are more physically leaning for the time being, so. But that could be a good option if I could remember where the hidden power checker is. Although, honestly, it was probably moved. No, I think Castelia City does actually reflect New York pretty well. I like that there's like not cars driving by and shit, because like obviously New York City has a lot of traffic, but like you're mostly traveling on foot if you're there. Or like public transport. And yeah, I think it's like one of the better representations of a large city in Pokemon kind of period. Lumiose is good too. Like, I've never been to Paris or anything, so I don't know like how well it reflects that specifically, but just as far as being like a hustle and bustle city environment, I will say, as much shit as I've given X and Y over the years, Lumiose is pretty cool. Which is why ZA, again, has the potential to be amazing. Will that potential be realized? Find out in 2025, ideally in the fall, when they take their time. Oh, I have to beat the Battle Company. It's not a Pokédex thing, okay. Oh no, you have to... Wait a second, So, okay, so you have to... Was that always a thing? Maybe I didn't come here prior to fighting the Battle Company in my previous playthroughs, but I don't know if... I feel like you can just normally beeline and get the Eviolite immediately. Okay. Also, I like how the badges don't lock HMs behind them. It's just... that was always kind of a silly thing. I guess there's some non-linearity in the first couple gens, so it does make sense from that regard. Like, you can skip Brawly, but because he allows you to use Flash, you have to go through Dewford Cave without Flash. Which, like, you better believe I've done that shit, even if I am gonna fight Brawly. I'll usually go through Dewford Cave anyway, because I know my way around. But, in this gen, it's just like, they just give you the HMs when they want you to have them, and they don't actually require a certain badge to be used. Because gym progression is strictly linear in these games, which I don't think is necessarily a bad thing. I've talked about how, like, the non-linearity is actually kind of a problem in Johto specifically. You could maybe even say the same for Kanto, because you can, like, skip Surge, Because because like Flash you don't need. It sure as hell makes, what is it? It's not Rock Tunnel, right? It makes it a lot easier, sure, but to deal with, but and even then, you could beat Surge, but you need like, is it 30 or 50 Pokemon caught? It's not 50, it's like 30, right? Or something like that, caught, I think, in order to get Flash in like Fire Red and Leaf Green at least. So. But even in games where like I was saying with Dewford, where you're just handed Flash when you walk into Dewford Cave. Or when you talk to the hiker that's like right there. But it's a Numel. But you can't use it unless you get Brawly's badge. It is funny though that Brawly, I think, is he the only one you can skip? No, you can skip Winona also. Don't know why you would, because Fly is like pretty crucial. It would be interesting to play that back half of Hoenn without Fly. Because Fly, because like what? You go to Mount Pyre, and then you have to go back to Slateport, and then you have to go to Moss Deep to beat Tate and Liza to get Dive, and then you dive. And you're going like Satopolis, back to Moss Deep, back to blah blah blah, and it's like, you're going all over the damn place. That without Fly, that would be kind of a pain in the ass. Prism Scale, we're not running Milotic. Although I do love the way Milotic looks in this gen. So it is tempting. Do I get Trapinch now? Assuming I can. Obviously the Crustal are here. It's not a boulder. It's a rock. These guys will fight you over and over again, which is kind of cool. I remember taking advantage of that for whatever reason in certain cases. I don't know why. But I think my like anti-grinding sensibilities did not necessarily come into play until somewhat recently. I figure we can just grab Trapinch now. I don't think it's gonna... Well, no, wait. I want to say, because Vibrava... They changed, like, the evolution levels, first of all. And the typings. I know for a fact that Flygon is Bug Dragon, but I don't know if Trapinch is, like, Bug Ground, or if it was changed at all. Where are the docs? Pokemon... Documentation. Pokemon changes. Trapinch. Yeah, Trapinch did get its type changed to Bug Ground. So Bug resists Bug, yeah? And then the Bug resists Grass. So it will be neutral to Grass for Berg. So that's actually not the worst ever. And you know, that obviously that fun fact of like Trapinch has the same base attack as Flygon. So it actually hits pretty hard. Base 10 speed, though. I've never seen that. That's crazy. It's normally 45 across the board, except for its attack and speed, which are 110, 110, respectively. His HP got buffed to 55 here, though. And then what? Vibrava at level 30 instead of 35. And then Vibrava into Flygon at... I guess it's still 45, huh? No, they changed it to 55. Okay, wow. Vibrava's stats were improved dramatically, wow. It got 10 added to its HP, attack, and speed, and then 20 added to its defenses, and 40 added to its special attack. So it goes from 340 BST to 450, which is crazy. Offensive stats, 80, 90, 80. So actually, like, decent speed here for a middle Evo, and, like, actually solid attacking stats too. Level 30 though, so it'll take a little while. Bug Dragon, of course. So not a rock resist, but you know. And it's kind of disappointing that it still has Levitate as its ability, because Bug resists ground already. So it's almost like I'd kind of rather it have something else, but Like, give it Tinted Lens. Like, maybe don't buff Flygon's stats as much, but give it Tinted Lens. Oh, they made it a pseudo. Oh shit, they gave it 600 BST. So like its speed is the same for Flygon. Defense is, HP is but plus 10, defense is plus 5. So 90, 85, 85 bulk instead of 80, 80, 80. And then 110 attack, 130 special attack. They damn near give this thing a mega stat-wise, plus 80 BST instead of 100. But it's like, come on, give it Tinted Lens, but make it like not hit quite as hard or something to make it not busted. I feel like that'd be more interesting because Tinted Lens is like such a cool ability. Compound Eyes too. Like bug types get a lot of cool abilities. Water Bubble from Araquanid is really neat too. But yeah, Flygon could work as a mixed attacker pretty easily. Hard to pass up special attacking Bug Buzz and Boom Burst and shit though. I mean shit, something like Punk Rock, they'd probably give it a unique ability that is basically Punk Rock from Toxtricity, but it's Quiver Dance here, Hyper Voice, Bug Buzz. It's like just the idea of Mega Flygon with an equivalent ability to Punk Rock. Tinted Lens is an option too, but they should honestly just give it Tinted Lens as a hidden ability. That should be nasty. And then I wanted to check if Trapinch is just blanket on Route 4. Yes. Sand normal. 5% encounter. Desert Resort, it's a 5% encounter. Okay, so it's a rare encounter regardless of what we do here. Do I want to fish for that now? I guess the good thing is I don't have to worry about its ability, because it always turns into Levitate when it evolves. Though Arena Trap is probably... Do I want Arena Trap or Sheer Force? Wait a second. Sorry. I know this is like very in the nitty-gritty for a playthrough that's not even a Nuzlocke, but I'm just curious. I like this kind of build. The build intricacies that aren't EVs and IVs, obviously, as I've stated in the past. Hypercut or Sheer Force, Arena Trap. So Arena Trap's now the hidden ability, I guess. So it'd be like, do we want Hypercutter or Sheer Force? They're both fine, I guess. Sheer Force, what would get boosted? Mudshot, Bulldoze. That's a big one. Rock Tomb, Crunch. Yeah, actually quite a bit would get boosted. And because it doesn't evolve till 30, I feel like it'd be worth actually, like, wanting Trapinch to be somewhat decent, instead of just being like, oh, I'm just going to switch train it or keep the EXP share on it until it evolves. Let's see if I can find one. This is definitely one of those, because it's a 5% encounter, I'm just going to take the first one that I see. Double's cool, too. There's actually... It's like... Mons like Dwebble or Crustle, and I'm sure there's some other examples. Like, they're cool, but it's so hard to slot them onto a team because there's just so much... There's so many other Mons that are cooler or better. Then again, running a Shell Smasher is always fun. A Shell Smasher was sturdy, nonetheless. I just think some of the 2-form Mons in this region could have stood to have a 3rd form, so that way the leveling is paced out a little bit better. Definitely wanted to use Crustle. That's one. Like, it's been on my list. Not like I don't have an actual list, but it's like it's one of those that I always consider when I find a Dwebble. I'm like, oh, I kind of like the Hermit Crab kind of thing, but it just never finds its way onto the team. Maybe if I ever did a Monotype run. We were talking about Gigalith earlier. Do a Rock Monotype, Gigalith, Crustle. I guess a Rhydon with Eviolite, Solid Rock would be pretty good. T-Tar, of course. Rock type is one of my least favorite types, if I'm being honest. So it's like hard to think of like rock types I'd want to use. I mean, Golem is cool, I suppose. He hits hard as shit. Also looks like a shit. Oh, the goat. I'm sorry, Sandile. It's Bonnie, reincarnated. No, but I used Crook in my Volt White 1 playthrough, and it was a fucking beast. And as much as I love Crocodile, but I want to use something different. Although I guess Crook doesn't actually overlap with it doesn't overlap with Flygon in this hack type-wise anymore. Like, they're not both ground types. Bug Dragon and then Ground Dark, so you could actually squeeze both of them on. I don't even think well, I guess Nidoking's my ground type for this run. Many mons you wanted to use in this gen. Yeah, I mean, there's so many mons to pick from that it's hard to, it's really hard to narrow it down. Especially in Black and White 2, when you have, like, all of the Gen 5 mons and more. I know X and Y probably has a bigger regional dex, but this had to have been the biggest regional dex thus far, right? Like, I can't see... I'm, like, trying to think of a game that would have had a bigger regional dex, and I'm like, maybe Fire Red and Leaf Green or Emerald? Like, maybe, but Gen 3's mons were all split across, like, Colosseum and XD, and Ruby, Sapphire, and Emerald, and Fire Red and Leaf Green, so I kind of doubt it. And I know for a fact that Diamond and Pearl's regional dex was pitiful. And even Platinum's, which was better, was still pretty small, all things considered. Wasn't it like 210 or something like that? That one I just know because... I don't know, I guess I looked at the Pokedex a lot in Platinum. Like when you catch Giratina, it's like number 210, and I think that's the last one in the regional dex. It's something along those lines. And so, like, what, 156 plus however many returning mons? And it's interesting, I feel like I've seen someone refer to Gen 5 as being the first Dexit, but it's like, no. There was no Dexit, because you could transfer the mons in. Gen 3 was the first Dexit. You could not transfer your Pokemon from Gen 1 or 2 up to Gen 3. That was the first exit. Straight up. But that's why the Gen 1 remakes came into effect. And that's why there are a lot of Gen 2 mons focused on in Colosseum and XD, because there was no great way to get a lot of Gen 2 mons. Oh, here we go. A female Trapinch. I still remember when I found out that Flygon evolves from Trapinch, because they look nothing alike. I know there's some lore thing where it's like, oh, an antlion actually does grow wings or something weird. Like, it makes sense or something, but it's like, I don't think you see Flygon at all, except for on Drake's team in Gen 3. Like, maybe there's a Vibrava somewhere. But it's like, you see Flygon and it's like, oh, that mon's fucking cool. But, like, where do you catch the mon that evolves into it? Because there's nothing seemingly that looks like it. And it's like, oh, Trapinch. The orange circular guy turns into the green dragon guy. I guess I should weaken this, but... Part of me wants to check if it's Arena Trap. Well, no, I guess if I want a Sheer Force one, then I'm going to run from it. So, that's actually not a good play. Pup doesn't kill. No way. Right, especially because it resists. Durr. One shot. Okay, it's not Sheer Force, so it is Arena Trap, which means that I could... I mean, Arena... It's a 5% encounter, so I'm like... I was trying to find the 10% Beldum, and that took me forever. Granted, that's on shaking spots, not just like a regular encounter, so it's a little bit slower. I think I just take what I can get though, because once this evolves, it's not gonna matter. And plus, Arena Trap could maybe be good in its own way. Because like getting the speed drops when you're a base 10 speed mon is probably not a bad thing. Flail. Okay. Perfect. Thankfully it's still a ground type, so it doesn't take Sand Chip. But yeah, this thing being bug ground just makes a lot of sense. I know that Nincada was introduced in the same gen, so I kind of get it. I remember being weirded out when you fight that Nincada towards the end of Petalburg Woods. Do I have a name for Flygon? Oh god. What do I name my Flygons? The thing is that for the longest time I did not nickname my Pokemon. So for a Pokemon like Flygon that's been one of my favorites for decades, literally, I don't have like a go-to nickname, but we know where the name raider is, so I'll just deal with that later. Hasty? It could be worse. I mean, plus speed is good for Flygon eventually, and plus it can be a mixed attacker more easily. Yeah, Diamond and Pearl was just lacking in variety in general. Like, I know Fire type specifically. That's why they added, like, Houndoom, and they made it so you can actually get Magmortar, I think. Or at least, like, Magmar early on. It was a weird thing in Diamond and Pearl where they... It was almost like in Johto, in fact, where there were a lot of Mons, I want to say, that were introduced in Diamond and Pearl that you actually couldn't get in the regional decks. Which was very odd. Or maybe I'm thinking specifically of the evolution items that allow you to get like Electivire and Magmortar and stuff like that. Like the trade ones. But for some reason I feel like some of those mons weren't accessible like at all, like even their early stages. What was I saying? Oh. I don't know what I was saying. We gotta go do the Battle Company. I will say... Like, I want to slap the EXP share on you for sure. Like, these stats are pretty bad. Like, I know he's like base 55, 45, 45 bulk, so it's like not very good. Plus minus defense nature. The attack stat's great, but it's like you're gonna live one to get a bulldoze drop so that something else can come in and sweep. Basically. That's how this is gonna go. So I think I actually switch train Sabin. Well, and plus I can... Oh, it's Hyper Cutter, not Arena Trap. Wait. Never mind. Alright, yeah, it's... I guess Trapinch kind of gets sidelined until it evolves, more or less. Wise Glasses will be good for once it evolves. Boost the special attack a little bit more. Scope Lens... Charcoal can go to the free space. I was saying PZ is a mon that I want to use in a playthrough at some point. Obviously I need the Dubious Disc too, but Porygon 2 with the Eviolite though, that's a demon. None of these really work very well with my existing mons. Maybe just Amulet Coin or something. I mean, or Scope Lens. Poison Fang doesn't have a high crit ratio, right? I'm thinking a Poison Tail, maybe? Yeah, I think I'm thinking of Poison Tail, which I think is high crit chance and toxic chance. But that's why Poison Tail is kind of weak. But you don't have a tail, so... No one has any high crit chance moves. So Scope Lens is just kind of like, maybe a crit, maybe you don't. Yeah, I think Amulet Coin's good. Because we'll lead. We'll switch train Nidorino a little bit. until I get the Eviolite for it, and then I can actually more viably use it without fear of it getting knocked out. I don't think it's going to be amazing until it evolves anyway, but Eviolite will definitely help a lot. Because it's going to be a while. We're going to have 5 badges by the time that Nidorino evolves. Because I'm pretty sure the earliest Moonstone is Route 6, from what I saw in the docs. The Life Orb is somewhere else too, but we're going to explore pretty thoroughly anyhow as we go. Now for the Battle Company. And I'm thinking I will save the sewers for next time. We'll clear up the Battle Company, get the Eviolite. I guess, like, there's some trainers on Route 4 that I can fight as well. Dream Balls. Are these ones that you can't sell? I guess I'll just discard them if so. Being able to change your Pokemon's Pokeball should be a thing. Oh, they give you an Evolution Stone? I don't think I need any stones for... Not any of these stones, at least, for my squad. No. I will need some evolution items, though. That much is true. Alright. Did I do all 3 of these? Oh, look. Normally they give you the bike, but the rare candy's nice. Bump trap inch up from 29 to 30 eventually, or something. You know, I bet we get the Eviolite just by beating the guy on the top floor, but I feel like we should train up first. Like, I'm actually, like, a little nervous that I'm gonna be underleveled or something. We'll do some battling, finally. Charbok. Oh, shit. 23. 23, dude. Whoa. I'm a little scared right now. Are you Poison Dark in this? I know Seviper's not. Part of me wants to go Trapinch, but I feel like it would just get 2 KO'd and then it won't get any experience. You're not going to go for Poison move, so if anything you'd probably go for Dark move or like Glare or some stupid shit. That's pretty annoying, but Coil. The sets are already getting kind of demonic. I mean, I just pray for a defense drop, right? Oh, this is so bad. Are you supposed to do this, like... Maybe I should have fought those Route 4 guys. I guess if I get wiped... This is really bad. I need to, like, crit immediately. Okay, you're only +2 now. What the fuck? What am I supposed to do against this? Like, actually... He's gonna have Sucker Punch or something stupid, right? Mud Bomb. Oh, well, you didn't buff your special attack, though, dumbass. I don't know if you're a Dark type or not, but I guess I'll... Okay, you're not. I should have done that first, but yeah, whatever. Like, Duwat's actually doing kind of okay level-wise, so I'm not too concerned about that. The problem is that if this is Water Dark Croconaw, then Duwat would be perfect here. Even if it's not a Dark type, it does have Bite for sure. So, yeah, I'm screwed. I should have gone hard into Megatron as soon as it started coiling. That was bad on my part. I misplayed super hard. I mean, maybe I get a poison. Or not. Okay. Okay, wait a second. That's gonna do kind of a lot, but... Can you poison, please? Yes. Okay. We're hanging in there. This is one of those things where it's like, what the fuck else am I supposed to do but use potions? What the fuck? Like, if anyone complains of like, oh, you're just potion stalling, it's like, what am I supposed, like, I have no other options. Like, literally. It's this or lose. And it's like, yeah, it's not a Nuzlocke, but I don't want to lose. In fact, I don't want to get crit, so I think I actually... I want to say you die in 2 turns of poison, probably. So let's use the berry juices here. Well, maybe I use a super potion this time. No, I've got 20 lemonades, I need to not be greedy for no reason. Helping hand. Pass. Uh-oh, this is a threat and a half. That's not what I meant to do. Part of me thinks I need to sack this because I'm pretty sure just Trapinch just dies, and I can't switch in Megatron because... Well, then again, like I said, maybe sacking... The problem is if I go into Trapinch and it dies in one hit, which I think it might, then I'm going to have to send out Sabin again to heal up Megatron. So it's like, I think it's kind of better for me to... I mean, I guess Duat would have been useless here anyhow, but... I think I just sack Sabin, unfortunately. As much as I'd like to have him stick around, but we're doing this so he can get the Eviolite, so... He's gotta go through some punishment, I guess, to earn his stripes, so to speak. Just Metal Claw. Shockwave. And then again, I could also throw the Eviolite on Metang as an option. The thing is that Metang is actually kind of good. For some reason. I don't... Did they buff it? I wouldn't be surprised if they buffed it for this hack. Alright, are we Iron Fist already? I didn't even check when I, Yeah, okay, lit. I don't have anything that takes advantage of that yet, but I will, eventually. Also, Trapinch actually handles Heracross because of that bug typing. Wait a second. I can't really hit it back for much, but... I, definitely heal here. But I resist both its stabs on Trapinch, whereas it's neutral with both of them here. This is where Peck Nidorino would have maybe been good. Maybe. Nom nom. How's that metal taste? That does nothing because Heracross actually has a good Spit F stat. I do kind of wish that Heracross would flutter its wings a little bit. Or something. As Quick Clop Rock. Maybe I'll actually get a Confusion from Confusion. Wouldn't that be nice? So somehow I won this battle, which is surprising. to say the least. Also, the Quick Claw is kind of scary. I do live at ×2 Revenge, but if Quick Claw procs and he goes for Revenge, then that's like if he had gone for it there, if he had gone for Revenge there when I was chipped, and I got the Quick Claw proc, that's like a super niche scenario, though. I still think Quick Claw is good on this. Once I have BP, it's probably maybe not worth it, but... And see, the tricky thing is, like, once I get access to Revives, I feel like Revives is where things get cheesy, but at the same time, if you're not doing a Nuzlocke, and so that means, you know, you have the option to revive, at least outside of battle, you know, if you want to avoid using them in battle. Maybe that's the way I do it, is I don't use Revives in battle or something, but at the same time, there is some... You do have to think about, like, okay, I'm going to go into this mon and sack it because I don't think I need it, and then I'm going to use that to revive this mon. And yeah, you can eventually, like, come back from nothing, so it is cheesy, for sure. But at the same time, I'm not trying to, like, not buy revives at all, so I have to run back to the Pokemon Center, like, after every fight, also. You know what I mean? But I do think that not using revives specifically in battle is actually probably a good limitation to put on myself. Potions, though, it's like, I mean... You get jumped by a bunch of level 23s when you only have one Pokemon that's on par. It's like, what are you supposed to do? That team was demonic. Arbok, Kadabra, Croconaw, and Heracross? Dude's team is cracked. Arbok's not very good, but I mean, it was buffed in the hack, I'm sure. And for this early in the game, I mean, a fully evolved Mon is scary, even if it is an Arbok. Even if it was unbuffed Arbok. Yeah. I'm not going to use these Dream Balls, so I just would rather... It's on it, yeah. Goodbye. Just like dumps 30 Dream Balls on the floor of the Pokemon Center. It's like, oh, you won't buy them? just like dumps them over the counter like an asshole. That's funny. I mean, shit, if we can digitize Pokemon, I'm sure that there's some way that you digitize the items and then it just gets deleted like a file kind of deal. There's probably something to that. So what I'm trying to say is that Pokemon are actually Digimon, because they are digital monsters. Or they can at least be transferred to a digital state somehow. I think lead Nidorino is still probably the play. Because, like, yeah, this thing's higher level now, but it's also, like, not going to be as useful in combat, I don't think. Yeah, no, like... They have the same HP, but defensively it's, like, not particularly close, except for, like, Spidef, I guess. And then, like, 48-27 attack. Nidorino's not too far behind attack-wise. 9 points is kind of a lot this early, but... And if these guys are throwing level 23s out there, then I shouldn't be worried about being over-leveled for Berg. I should be worried about fighting Berg and beating Berg, I think. But not enough to grind, just enough to, like, actually fight everybody. What is this again? Light Ball. Oh, what did I say about, what was I saying about that Pichu that I had for a second there? Also, wait, do you fight me if you look at me? I'm like, look at me! Man. Look at this. She's got a fucking Aerodactyl, dude. This thing is actually a good mon. Just like, period. I do have a Megatron. Or Metang. So, I do have an answer for it. Assuming it doesn't have, like, Bulldoze or some bullshit. Which it might. No, okay. Especially because I'm pretty sure Bulldoze was buffed in this hack. You do have Bite, though, which is pretty scary. Can I get an attack raise? Well, I guess... Well, I could pivot switch into Duat. It doesn't really make sense in this case, but, like, I could switch into Duat on the Bite and then switch back in on a Wing Attack, but... It basically... I mean, it puts me in a similar position anyway, unless I get flinched here. Yeah. This is where BP would come into play, obviously. But I can't do that just yet. I mean, I guess I could pivot into, Duat and Aqua Jet. I kind of like that, because that keeps Megatron at a higher health. Yeah, that does 0, and then we Jet. Rock Tomb. Not Sheer Force boosted, but a good move. Over, Flail for sure. Mudshot at least... Well, I guess Bulldoze has speed drop utility too, but... Mudshot hitting on the special side, not a bad idea. Roselia. Easy Megatron switch. See, Steel types... I do lament the Steel type nerf. I do think it was warranted, though. Because, like, Steel types still have a lot of defensive utility, even with being... Like, even with not resisting Ghost and Dark. I just think that it tips Ghost and even Dark, but mostly Ghost, like, over the edge of being, like... Almost, like, not... Like, there's just so few resists. Like, you have to have a Dark type specifically, which Dark types are really good, obviously. But Dark type or Normal type, which Normal types are, not so good these days. So it's like, the fact that Ghost doesn't really have great switch-ins is kind of annoying. Like, it's hard to craft a team with Gen 6 mechanics, as in, you know, Steel type nerf, that actually can go up against Ghosts well. Like, Volt White 1 came out before Gen 6 was a thing, before those type changes happened. So, like, Chantal wasn't as much of an issue. But in this, it's going to be like... I don't think I'm planning on picking up a Dark type at all. Even though I love Dark types, generally, like, that's top 5 types easily. Maybe I'd grab a Weavile if one of these other guys isn't working out, but I used one Renegade already. And I have some ideas for other mons that I want to use anyway. I thought about using Bisharp over Metagross. But then I was like, how often do you get to use, like I was saying, a Beldum and a Metang, like, in an actual playthrough? And plus, like, Pawniard's gonna be kind of shit until it evolves into Bisharp at, like... I'm sure they lowered the level, but it's normally, like, what, 52? Or something? So it's like, okay, you're rocking with the Pawniard well into, like, the 50s? That's really dumb. I know King Gambit exists now, so there is a third form. I have to switch. There's a third form, but for one, I don't know how Bisharp evolves into King Gambit. I think it's something stupid and specific. But that doesn't lower Bisharp's... the level that Pawniard evolves into Bisharp. Why did that do so much? Oh my god. Oh, it was a crit. Okay. I was like, what? Yeah, this thing is a... Primarily because Metagross or Metang was parried. Stun Spore. I think I take this opportunity because you will... Like, you might leech here, but I can heal up Megatron and go back into it on after leech, or you just dodge and then I can get a para heal off. Bum 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 bum. Ba-na-na. Ba-na-na. Yeah, this mon's a problem. Heck isn't gonna... I mean... I know this thing is frailer on the physical side, but Peck is base 35, so I'm not too keen on that. Okay. Venoshock's interesting coupled with Stun Spore and not like Poison Powder, but... Just break through. Like, just fucking break through, please. Okay. Oh, it's lit. That 90% accurate Leech Seed. And we crit in return for that Mega Drain crit. There's the Quill. Dude, the Cyndaquil line looks so cool in this gen. They look cool generally, but there's so much power behind those flames. Raging Fury. Isn't that like Fire-type Outrage, but weaker? That's what it seems like. Sliced in half. Bum 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 bum. I think I heal. Normally I would just attack, but because this guy's probably buffed, I don't want to underestimate him. Retaliate. Holy Christ. Maybe I should have seen that coming, but like, oh my god. Yeah, double kick still, or rock smash, yeah. That's bad. That's gonna do not nearly as much, because it's not after your compatriot getting knocked out. Now I go to my steel type, because it seems like you're just spamming retaliate for some reason. And we resist. This is Metal Claw, right? Wait, how? Oh, because Revenge is negative priority, that's right. Yes, yeah, and then you look at how Cyndaquil and that line look in the 3D models, and it's like, man. Ooh. No flames going on. I think his Sui and Typhlosion has its flames out. But not regular. And I get that it's like, okay, the flames come out when it attacks, and like, okay, but like, why not just when it's in battle, when it's ready to fight? Oh, Pursuit. Rest in peace. Yeah, I've never clicked... I've not clicked Mirror Shot, I don't think, a single time. Shakataki. Alright, now it's probably time for, Nidorino to... Yeah, take the EXP share. And now that, Trapinch is kind of like on par with everyone else, I think I'm gonna start leading Duat to not struggle quite as much, maybe, hopefully. This will be perfect. This is taking a lot longer because these fights are actually kind of tough for my current level and setup. Because then I can actually do the mandatory progression stuff for, next time. We'll go for Berg. Go for Berg! It's probably... I could see Berg actually answering the phone like that. Yeah, EXP share on you to get you caught up a little bit. Berg has gotta have, like, a decently high level cap, though. I don't remember it being this high, but obviously in vanilla it's not. I'm just thinking, like, okay, they're throwing out 23s now, so his ace has gotta be, like, high 20s or something. 27, 28, maybe? I guess I could see that, like Leavanny, yeah. And then Elisa's like, what, mid-30s or something like that, level-wise? I think lead gen is pretty good. He's got a Metang of his own. It's a little scary. I just go into my own, though. He might have Pursuit. Obviously, that's not gonna... Well, do I go Trapinch, though? I feel like hard Trapinch might be a mistake. I can do it once. I can do it once. Goes for Butthead. And I go for Beavis. Nice. Are you clear body? Oh, you're dead. You're dead body. We will never know. Because of that crit. Goes into Might. Hypercutter bitch. Though I mean, yeah, Bug Bite's super effective, but I don't know that I want to stay on this, but I'm also a little scared of Pursuit. But I think I just go into Jin. Yeah, okay. Mightyena needs an evolution. Oh boy, please break through. Thank Christ. Does Jet kill from this range? I kind of think so, at +1. But if I get full para, that's really bad. It's like part of me wants to go... I mean, you're going to Thunderfang again for sure. So I could go into this, and then you enter for Firefang, but I don't really have a great switch in, because then I'm back in the same position. So I actually think that I just go for Jet, and just pray that I break through and it kills. I think it does. I think it does. Yeah, okay. Okay. I'm not crazy. Yeah, like, Mightyena's got such a cool design, but its stats are really bad. Its stats are actually kind of, like, very bad. It's got a base 90 attack or something. That's pretty rough. Even by Gen 3 standards, like, at least like 100. At least give it base 100, come on now. Make it evolve a little bit later or something. Because it evolves at, like, what, 18 or something? No, maybe 24? I actually don't know, because I don't think I've really legitimately used Mightyena. Sudowoodo, where's the Sudowoodo guy? Still in chat? It's your boy. Doing his little dance. Sudowoodo's cute, though. It's a cute one. Would you say the reception is to the Tepig line today? I know for myself, at least, I like the Tepig line a lot more. I just think that it being firefighting really, like, limited the... Like, I think Tepig in particular is, like, a fan favorite, that the first form. But the fact that it turns into a firefighting, I think didn't do it many favors when we had already seen Blaziken and Infernape the previous 2 gens. But I think, like, now that we're distanced from that controversy, if you want to call it that, I know I'm, like, a lot more favorable towards the Emboar or Tepig line myself. Though I do still kind of think that firefighting was maybe not the greatest call. Like, maybe Fire Ground or something like this hack does would be... Yeah, exactly, exactly. I think Fire Ground would have... It would have still fit design-wise, and it would have avoided that redundancy, you know? And plus, then you could give it Stab Head Smash with Reckless. Because it gets Reckless as an ability, so Reckless Flare Blitz is a shit ton. Emboar hits like a damn truck. Of course. I could Focus Energy Scope Lens this, but I want to put Eviolite on it, so no. Or sorry, wait, Head Smash is a Rock-type move, I'm dumb. Hold up. Stab Earthquake, I mean... regardless, it's like, I do think... Like, Fire Ground has its downsides, but I'm also like... I don't know, give it like a defensive ability or something. As a hidden ability. I don't know that you want to do Solid Rock, because that's just Camerupt again, but physical. So... I think the guy on the right I haven't fought yet, but I need to go heal. Because Camerupt actually isn't too bad with Solid Rock. Obviously you want to avoid Water-type moves still, but... That goes for, like, Rhyhorn line as well with Solid Rock. It's more so to, like, kind of shrug off fighting and ground moves more easily, as opposed to water and grass moves. Which, like, yeah, you take them more easily, but it's also like, those mons aren't super specially bulky either. Compared to physical bulk, at least. And usually water and grass are hitting on the special side. More often than not. It's like maybe you live a Leaf Blade or something. That's more so because Leaf Blade is, like, relatively low BP. Compared to a lot of other moves you'd rather be running, right? Like Leaf Storm or something. As far as just, like, grass moves generally, not that you would be picking between those two on a single mon, typically. Maybe, like, Sceptile or something. Because Sceptile, I guess, could run either physical or special. Because it gets Swords Dance, I think. That would make sense. I think... Well, you're level 23 now. So, but Metang is still better. I'm a little scared to lead Trapinch. I feel like that's going to put me in a bad position. I'm going to lead Megatron for this next fight, and then we'll be able to move on to the top floor. Yeah. Honestly, the receptionist should have been able to heal you here. That would have saved quite the number of trips. So I fought all these guys, not you though. Yeah. Gotta reach my quota. I guess this is the battle company. Oh, I actually led well. Lead Goat. Steel type into the Fairy type. It's lit. Let's get an attack boost. I'm kind of surprised Disarming Voice doesn't, like, lower an attacking stat or something. That's kind of what it sounds like it would do. It's like, no, it just bypasses accuracy checks. And hits both opponents in doubles, I think. But it's such a weak move that it's like, Sand Slash, very cool design. I myself prefer Alolan Slash, but still. Like, I know Jin's gonna be the one to kill this, but Trapinch is my only resist currently. And like I said, this team is gonna be kind of ground weak. Just kind of period, so. Yeah. Like, it's like I go into this and then what? I guess Bulldoze? We'll just see what Trapinch can do. We're on par level-wise, I mean... I guess for Dig, doesn't Bulldoze... I know Earthquake hits through Dig. Does Bulldoze do the same? We're slower, so find out next time, but... Okay, we live respectably. Lower his speed. Just spam Bulldoze, yeah? Because I think this will hit him when he's underground, and if it doesn't, then... It doesn't. Weird. Okay. I mean, I live one more. And so if he's just going to spam Dig, then I can easily heal this turn and then Bulldoze the next turn. I don't think I'm going to be faster still, even with him at -2, because again, Trapinch is base 10 speed. Slash isn't... Oh, Accelerock, that's kind of cool. That did a lot, what? Yeah, see, I'm still not faster. Did not expect Accelerock there, but that's kind of cool. That's a cool move. Needs to be distributed more. I get that it's Lycanroc's signature move, but shit, wasn't Leaf Blade Sceptile's signature move in Gen 3? It's like, look how that turned out. There's a ton of other examples too, of course. Like, wasn't Waterfall Seeking's signature move in Gen 1 or something weird? Or at the very least, it's maybe the only mon that can learn it by level up when it was introduced. Something along those lines. You're probably bug fighting, which means that I'm actually not threatened by you, I think. But also, Sabin does pretty well against you, too. Because he has Peck. So I think I actually do that. Like, I don't think you're going to go for Flying move here. Like, you might still have Wing Attack or something. Aerial Ace, okay. Yeah, so a good thing I switched. We take that okay. I go for Peck. Oh, you got Psybeam? Dude, what? Oh, the Hustle miss. It was bound to happen eventually. Is this 2 a KO? I think it does. It's a roll, probably. I guess I just go to Megatron, yeah. ROM hacks love to make Ledian actually good, though. And I'm here for it, because the design's cool. I'm not as hot on Ledian's design as I was when I was a kid. Like, this is definitely one of those, like... No offense to any Ledian fans out there, but it's like, when you're a kid, Ledian's the coolest shit. And then you realize his stats are garbage. And by the time you're old enough to, like, play the ROM hacks where he's actually good, you're like, eh. Like, it's cool, but it's, like, cool for, like, a early bug type, I guess, but... So many other cooler bug types, in my opinion. Heracross, Scizor, easily come to mind. Galvantula, Scolipede. Scolipede's one that I want to use someday, too. Oh, you're not a fighting type here. Okay, They didn't make you a fighting type, interesting. Showing some restraint, I guess. So are you just pure bug, then? I didn't expect to burn through my lemonades this quickly. Ledian. They changed its stats. Basically just buffed its attack a shit ton. But they left its 110 Spit F. Interesting. It's still bug flying, I guess. Which is odd, that's usually not how these things go. Bug flying really is one of those typings that's way overdone, though. Like, Butterfree should have been Bug Psychic, this should have probably been Bug Fighting or something. Also, Comet Punch should probably be a fighting type move. Beep boop. Oh, the demon himself. You probably have a dark type move, but you're also his last, so it's like you didn't really have a choice but to throw this out. So I guess I don't know. My point is I don't know for sure if you have a dark type move. He tickles me. How dare you? Okay, I mean that did kind of a lot because -1 plus it's like stab and all that, but yo, can I get a attack raise? Bruh. My bad. The universe is trolling me with that. So can I get an attack raise? Gets an attack raise on the kill. It's funny. Let me go back and heal. I'm pretty sure it's... I forget if you fight the janitor and his grandson or nephew or whatever, or if you just fight the kid. I don't think there's any other trainers on the top floor, so we're pretty much done. And then we'll snag that EVO light and I'll save us outside of Berg's gym, because you gotta talk to... Oh god, what's his name? Is it Clive? Am I thinking of... something else? The gym guy was like, hey, champ in the making, here's a freshwater. I know you're on your 7th gym badge, but here's a freshwater that heals 50. It would be interesting if there were some... I know I talked a little bit about it last time, of the potential of like some life sim sorts of elements being brought in. If you were really trying to make the Pokemon games capture what it's like to live in the Pokemon world as opposed to being more traditional JRPGs. Not even traditional necessarily, but you know what I mean. Like very focused on battling and all that, obviously. Like, sure, there's Pokemon contests and stuff, but those kinds of things are pretty few and far between, but compared to how often you're battling. And so it's like, huh, what if you did have stats on your trainer that you actually had to take care of or something? And I'd mentioned this before, where like in Colosseum and XD you have the call function, so the trainer can actually do something. Like that's an action that the trainer is doing in certain circumstances, to either wake up the Pokemon that's fallen asleep, or get them out of hyper mode and shit like that. You've got the Gen 2 starters. And so it's like, instead of being able to use items in battle or something, what if you had certain commands that were limited in some way, of course, but if you had some kind of commands that, like, it's like, go on the defensive, and it's like, oh, your Pokemon's defense stat raises by 2 for 1 turn, or something like that. Stuff like that. Something where, like, you keep it turn-based, but it becomes a little bit more like the anime, where it's like, you're making call-outs, like, break through its defenses, and it's like, okay, a move that would not be super effective hits for super effectively this turn, but maybe there's a cooldown or something. I don't know. There's all sorts of ideas to spice up the battle system that I wish would be... I wish the battle system was experimented with more, which is why I liked Legends Arceus quite a bit, even though those early battles were, like, pitiful. Like, lore-wise it made sense, because, like, no one knew what Pokemon battling was, really. So I'm hoping that ZA is different, where, like, Pokemon battling is established as a thing, and so that way the battles can actually be, like, solid from the get-go. Instead of, like, specifically when you start fighting, like, the late-game guys. Swellow. What did I lead? Megatron? Okay, good. If I led Duat, that would have been a problem. This is still kind of scary, but I resist both of your stabs, so I'm not, like, too worried about it. This Metal Claw. Pursuit. We shrug that off because I'm not switching out. I'd like an attack boost. Maybe I should have bought more lemonades, but I think I'm gonna be hopefully fine. Doesn't Metal Claw have a higher than usual chance to boost attack, or maybe it's only 20? I remember being surprised by that when I did use a Metagross in Grand Coliseum, I think. Or no, maybe... No, that would have been an X... No, that would have been in Grand Coliseum, I'm pretty sure. No. Fuck. I keep forgetting. Hold up. I have these teams I just threw them into Showdown so I can just, like, recall. No, it was XG. Okay, yeah. I did run a Metagross in that. That's right. Yeah, I mean, they could do real-time as well, but I do think there is a way to keep it turn-based. But just, like, adding in some things that, like, make it... It's like you can have turn-based battle systems that almost feel real-time, sort of. Like, I always point to, like, Atlas games, because the combat is so snappy that it's like, you don't really feel the pitfalls of turn-based that you would typically find in the vast majority of turn-based games, right? Like, things are snappy, the battle systems are dynamic, etc. and so on. I do think a real-time battle system could be cool. Like, I could see a Pokemon MMO legitimately working, and if you know how MMO-style combat typically goes, it's like usually pseudo-real-time. Like, you're inputting commands, but it's like on cooldowns and shit. So that could be a way to go about. That could be a way to go about it. I can't speak English. That could be a way to go about it. A pup here. Oh, the withdraw. Into Quag. Oh, get outplayed, bitch. You're probably... well, no, you're probably water absorbed, because why else would he go into this? So you're not unaware then. Yeah, you're not unaware, I don't think. And now he's cursing at me. Quagsire's like, this motherfucker. Well, maybe you are unaware, actually. Maybe that's just a roll. But then why go into this? Part of me wants to click Jet here in case you're bluffing Water Absorb, but I'm also like... It doesn't see... No, but he cursed, that's why. No, he cursed, I'm dumb. No, I think you are Water Absorbed for sure. I just wasn't paying attention to the curse for some reason. Mr. Mime. Our Nidorino is losing EXP share privileges after this because he's gaining like way too much. Part of me thought about sacking him so that he doesn't get... So he stops like eating everyone else's EXP, but... There's no sleep clause, so I can't just like switch to avoid this. I think I just have to... I don't have any Fire Emblem Awakenings. I just give it some ice cream. It gives me a kiss. I guess maybe I should have eliminated first. But, because you're just going to Hypnosis again, so... Yeah, it's annoying. Can I buy more Castelia codes, or am I limited to one a day? Because maybe I just go buy another dozen. Because that'll be plenty. I mean, shit, in fact, I could buy like several dozen and just never have to buy full heals. But it's also like, I feel like I rarely am using status healing items past the first few badges. God, this is annoying. I'm gonna have to dodge one. I mean, I could just try to, like, wake up. Gen 5 sleep mechanics suck ass, though. That's more so if you switch out, which I'm not going to, but... Oh, nice quick clop rock into sleep. He was in such a hurry to sleep. Yeah, I think I just try to wake up, because these moves we're shrugging it off pretty well. Oh shit, we crit. That definitely mattered. But we take those. Onyx. Oh, you're like at half. Part of me wants to just attack, but I feel like you're gonna go for bulldoze or something. But if you coil, then I think Metal Claw is better, but... Yeah. Metal Claw was probably the play. And then I switch out on the attack, but it's all good. Rock Blast. We do resist, as long as you don't get 5 hits. Well, and even then... Yeah, we did live 5 hits barring a crit, so... It's all good. So my whole life was all for naught. You're like 3. Not 3, he's probably like 9 or some shit. Thinking that when you win it's because of your Pokemon, and that when you lose it's because of yourself might make you stronger. But enjoying yourself is much, much more important. He's basically like, you're a fucking loser. But it's not, but it's okay. What I think of the Pokemon designs past few generations, I think it's a very hit or miss. I think I mentioned it earlier, like, my favorite Gen 8 design is Toxtricity, and I, off the top of my head, can't think of any other Mon that comes close. There's definitely some other designs, like Frostmoth is cool. I think Scolipede is, or not Scolipede, fuck, Centiskorch is kind of okay as well. But it's like, I don't know, I think it's like kind of hit or miss, more so than usual, because there's always duds, sure, but yeah, I think more like actual monster type of designs would be cool. I don't mind the inanimate object stuff, like Chandelure is literally one of my favorite Pokemon ever, but I think it works because it's a ghost type. And so it's like, okay, like a Poltergeist is a ghost that controls objects and moves objects, so it's like, okay, this is like a possessed Chandelier. That's actually fucking sick. But then like Vanillux is like, okay. I don't hate it, but it's like kind of dumb. You know, Garbodor, like same deal, you know, like, so it's been this way for a while. And even you look back, like Voltorb, Grimer. I think Magnemite's actually kind of cool, but oh, look at that! Look at that! I'll name him Best. After that one guy, Sudowoodo best Pokemon. I'm not gonna use him on the team though, but yeah, because I guess my issue is like, I think about the starters. I actually kind of like Meowscarada and or Meowscarada, right? Because it's Masquerade, Meowscarade. I kind of like the Sprigatito line, and I like Skeledirge's line too. Fine. Coquavel is the one where it's like a little uncanny, humanoid kind of style, right? And like Gen 8 I think is the most egregious. I actually don't despise Inteleon like I used to, and I think a lot of people have softened on that design too. But maybe it's just because we're used to seeing it or something, but it's more so like Rillaboom is kind of cool. I think the drum is sort of dumb that it's always out, but if you take away the drum, I think Rillaboom is like, I don't know, it's a grass gorilla. Cool. It's fine. Would have made more sense if it had, like, if it used its chest to drum. Maybe that would have looked too much like boobs, but I don't know. Like, if it took out, if it had drumsticks and it, like, it's kind of silly, but it's like, I don't know. Instead of, like, having a prop, I thought it was kind of dumb. And, like, Cinderace... Wait. If you have... I have to see 160 Pokemon or more to get the Eviolite? Well, shit. I think I fought everyone I can in the city. There's a couple of trainers out here that I can fight real quick. I get that the Eviolite's a powerful item, but... Yeah, I'm tired of these... I'm tired of the starter evolutions becoming bipedal. Which, as I mentioned, is, like, kind of funny because it was the opposite for this Mon that's, like, sitting right in front of me, Duat. A lot of people lament that Duat goes quadrupedal. But I think that's because, like, the samurai thing looked kind of cool. Like, Duat looks cool, legitimately. It still looks like an animal, you know? Ooh, Covet. Is it a fairy-type move here? Yeah. Ooh. I'm at the point where I probably don't leave this in on grass types, right? So it's like, do I even want to keep Fury Cutter for that? What else does Bug hit? Psychics? It's like, I don't really want to stand against Psychics either. And plus it's base 30, so not only do I have to stay in on a Psychic or Grass type, but I need to stay in for multiple turns for Fury Cutter to be good at this point. It came in clutch early on, as you saw last time, but... I think Covet to hit opposing fightings. We can hit dark types with fighting coverage, obviously, and then I guess for dragons until I get Ice Beam or something. But yeah, we'll cut Fury Cutter. I don't think Fairy coverage on this Mon is, like, the best. I'd rather have Ice coverage, but... yeah, still better than fucking Fury Cutter. X-Scissor I guess I would consider maybe, because that actually has solid BP. Intimidate. I know Empoleon gets Defiant as his hidden ability. I almost feel like that would have worked for Samurott. I feel like Defiant would have been good. Like, Shell Armor's fine, but it's like there's just so many better abilities and more interesting ones too. I think it's nice not having to worry about getting crit. But I'd rather, you know, get a +2 attack boost when I get a stat drop, or have a boost to my bladed attacks, like with sharpness for Hisuian. I mean, shit, even something like Justified I think would have worked. Justified's not a great move, or great ability either, but it's like, okay, get hit by a Dark-type move, get an attack boost. Makes sense for, like, a Samurai, I guess. Maybe I fight the Breeder once to get those Mons seen in the Pokedex. If she has something that I haven't seen yet. But because they can fight you over and over and over again, I don't want to, like, take too much advantage of that. I should have bought more lemonades, but I'll do that after. I got the 2 fishermen to fight. I do a berry juice to like top off you. Yeah, that's perfect. Shabba-dabba-dabba-dee-ba-doo-ba-dee-ba-dee-ba-dee-ba-doo. Basculin. These guys are kind of scary. They dish out a shit ton of EXP though, which is cool. I just confusion. Flail? I thought it was gonna go for something way scarier. Tackle, okay. Nice quick claw. Gorefish. Gorefish is a cool mon. I still find it odd that Crawdon is a Water Dark type from Gen 3, when both, like, physically attacking a Water Dark type from Gen 3, when those were both specially attacking types. I will always bring that up, because it's like, what were they thinking? It ended up being fine come Gen 4, but like what? You don't have a held item because I thought I was going to get the Eviolite. I don't really have anything... As I was saying, ghost types are insanely busted. I can probably get away with pursuing once. Maybe twice. Well, it's 2 KOs, so... Also, you are getting rid of my ghost weakness, so I don't know why they did that. Like, at least Sharpedo actually can be kind of a mixed attacker. You want it to use physical attacks, of course. It's a lot higher of a stat. But... more continuity in Gen 10. Do you mean, like, with the designs, or you mean more so with the, like, narrative? Like, more direct references to, like, other stories, like previous stories in the mainline games? Like, Gen 10's gotta be a big deal. They've got... I know Game Freak's been kind of, like, seemingly half-assing, or, like, the Pokemon Company. Pokemon Timeline? Okay, fair enough. It seems like the games have definitely been rushed. At best. You could say that they're rushed. At worst, you could say a lot worse. I don't know why I got rid of that. That's like a specially attacking thing for Vibrava, but... I guess we're a few levels away from that. And plus Vibrava has base 80 attack, which is like not that bad. I think this is fine. But I could see... I feel like Gen 10's gotta be like some kind of big celebration thing, right? It's probably gonna come out in 2026 for the 30th, right? Doesn't that then make sense? I'm scared about that because if ZA comes out in 2025 and then Gen 10 drops in 2026, then it's like, ugh. Maybe they announce it in 2026? For the 30th anniversary, they announce it? Release it December 31st of 2026? Like, as late as possible? I just thought about that and I'm like, man, oh man. They're definitely gonna want to do that for marketing's sake, yeah. Or maybe they announce Gen 10 in 2026 and they release like remaster remakes of like older gens or something, and that's when they do a big blowout, make everything accessible on the Switch too. I don't know. Game Freak, like, Pokemon Company is really hard to predict. You can predict that the games are going to come out sooner than they should, but beyond that, it's like it's really, they are strangely unpredictable. Oh, you actually have an attack to hit me, but it does nothing, so... beep 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 beep. Aqua Jet. Seal is pure water, yeah? I think. It's one of those weird ones where it's not water or ice. Also, Spheal is Hoennian Seal. A lot better, obviously. There's all sorts of ways you can frame that. I guess you could say Tailo is like Spearow, but Hoennian Spearow. I kind of want to just stay in, but because I don't think that you're ice type. Whatever, I'll just go into do what anyway. Do what, mate? Do what? Because I still just power a punch. Yeah, I thought so. I thought it was pure water. I don't know, Seal's kind of cute in a dopey way. Extremely forgettable mon, though. Probably one of the most forgettable Pokemon, like, ever. Like, at least Remoraid turns into Octillery, which is pretty unique. And it's on Mantine's sprite for at least some of the gens. I just want Megatron to level up. I guess I can do that on the next one, maybe, though. Beep, beep. Tentacool, more like Tentacruel. Tentacruel's honestly a mon that I would like to use on a team at some point, because it actually has pretty solid stats, surprisingly. Same thing with like Crobat, it's like it's not amazing mon, but like it's solid, considering how much Zubat is memed for being like everywhere. And I guess in Gen 1, yeah, Golbat's not very good, but it's also not, it's not like abysmal. It's not very good, but as far as I can remember, I feel like Golbat actually has like okay stats, especially for a Gen 1 mon. It's more so like move pool was terrible, like a lot of other Gen 1 mons at the time. Beep 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 beep. Maybe I ditch the EXP share for now, since everyone's like pretty much caught up. Now the question is, do I fight this breeder or not? I just don't know if she's gonna have like a Happiny or something. I don't want to just gain like a shit ton of EXP out of nowhere, you know? So I think I'll pass. How many mons have I seen now? Seen 70? Oh wait, yeah, yeah, National. 136. So I need, what was it, 170? Did you say 160 or 170? I think it was... Let me just check. It's on the way back. It's like, it's possible that by the time I clear the sewers, and that portion of Driftvale Cave that we can do, that I'll have seen enough mons. 130, 160. So I need, what, 24 more? And these hacks are pretty good about most trainers not overlapping mons. Like, pretty much everyone has different, like, new mons, for the most part. There's a lot of variety going on. I could fight the two up top here as well. I forget. I don't think they'd let you fight them if they were, like, super high-level crazy shit. But at the same time, I'm like, I don't know. The squad's pretty much all level 25, so I feel pretty good about that. I'll come up with a nickname for Trapinch. eventually. Maybe once it evolves once. Think about it. But yeah, I think that's everything to do in Castelia besides, like I said, fighting those two in like the sound designer and the what's it called? The guy who likes Snorlax or whatever. I think that's everything. Except for obviously like progressing the main story. Because like we can go over to the sewers, but nothing's gonna happen because we have to go rock the story thing that opens us up. Yeah. You don't give me anything, right? Even toughen up their Pokemon. The sewers are cool. I think it's actually neat. Especially because the water level changes based on the season. I forget what the water level is like in autumn, if it's high or low. You actually want it to be... Forget. I mean, you can make it work either way, honestly. There's just some items that you obviously can't get if it's low, though. And some that you need Surf for, but yeah. Seems like good progress. Next time, do the sewers, take on Berg, clear Route 4, like kind of head up towards Nimbasa. And then, yeah, just kind of go from there.